Hi everybody, welcome back to Dress to Quest. I'm Nathan and I am the DM here, and we are an actual play live stream playing D&D in the Ghosts of Saltmarsh setting, and we're all level 10 currently. And yeah, let me see. I think we have an emphasis on cosplay. If I don't know, if you noticed my crazy makeup here, but let's jump over and do some player intros before we jump into the recap. Starting with Torrance.
Hi, I'm Torrance. I play the role of Roland Silstein, and I am a bard in the College of Glamour, and it's been wild. Weird couple of days for this girl,
To say the least.
to say the least.
Next up, we have Chris.
Hello, everyone. I'm Chris, and I play Ayize Marley, a human Termitian wizard from the Order of Scribes. And I'm here with my trusty book archive.
Oh, yes. Awesome. Next up, we have Eric.
Hey, you guys. I'm Eric Wahlberg. I'm playing Volric the Grey. He's a 7th level Rune Knight, a 3rd level College of Swords Bard, and he's ready to get it on.
All right. Next up, we have Space.
I mean, how you even follow that up? Hey guys, I'm Space. I play Aspen, the Asimar, Divine Soul Sorcerer. Let's get it on.
Okay.
It's catchy, isn't it?
Okay.
It
We're just getting it on, apparently.
That's right. That's what's happening here. Well, with that, let's jump into the recap. So, last we left off, our heroes had just defeated Captain Sergal up on the surface, off the shore of this strange volcanic island that you found yourselves at. You were following a lead that was given to you by Volric and Duthine and Chenyar, that this may be the source, the origin of all of the corruption of Tharizdun that has been spilling into this world. After defeating Sergal, losing your ship, the Diora, and commandeering Captain Sergal's ship, the Tamarot, which used to be Volric's ship. Commandeering it, it was barely seaworthy, but you were able to get it afloat and get it going. You set up anchor and renamed the ship, I believe, the Diora again, or the Diora 2. I can't remember if there was a sequel tied to it or if it was just the Diora.
The Dior also.
The Diora also. Okay, cool. We'll make sure that's scrawled on the side. But upon upon defeating Sergal, you dropped anchor and took rest before diving down beneath the waves. In this moment of rest, we saw various members doing what they needed to do as they prepared for the next day. Roland, you encountered your band manager as a prisoner aboard the Tamarot.
What a coward.
Arani, and discovered through the help of your new companions that Arani had been working with Captain Sergal and lured you into this trap where your ship was destroyed and most of your crew was killed by Sergal, all to try and get that crown from your head, which...
It's just not his look.
Yeah, which you managed to get back from Sergal. But that evening, as you all took rest, we saw a brief flashback as Rin Swiftbow, was writing a letter to her father, telling her father what she was setting out to do. The following morning, as you all prepared to dive beneath the waves, getting ready to depart, there was a disturbance off the ship, and Volric saw flying creatures approaching the boat. They revealed themselves to be giant eagles that were bearing 3 giant eagles that had Roland's father, Farron the druid that you met way back at Saltmarsh, and Taruk the companion that had latched himself onto Rin's father, Herrick. And they all landed and offered their services to help you in your coming fight. But before they could join you, diving below the waves, there was another commotion as hundreds of water denizens some of which you recognize as these strange squid-like creatures that you had encountered back at the styes, surfaced above the waves and started to assault the ship. Herrick and Farron agreed to hold off this horde to give you time to head below the waves. And in that moment, Rin looked at you all and decided to go with her father and stay behind in hopes of holding off the horde to give you all just enough time to get below the waves and find out what is causing all of this chaos and destruction within the world. As you said your goodbyes to Rin, you went below the water and approached your first stop, which was the apparatus of Qualish that Aize has been tracking down. And Aize was aware that there are 3 Thayans trapped within, one of which being Captain Zendros, your temptress. As you went deeper and deeper along the trench trying to find the apparatus, knowing that there was some great sea monster guarding it, you eventually, using your arcane eye, Aize, saw the apparatus come into view deep down below the waves, along this abyssal trench covered in volcanic vents, bubbling up water and boiling water boiling water. But as you observed the apparatus, you saw in the gloom something massive swim past and just out of sight. So, that is where we left off. All of you, I believe, are about 300 feet away from the apparatus. That was the range of the arcane eye. Is that right, Aize?
The arcane eye itself, the range is unlimited as long as it's on the same plane.
That's it. Okay, but you were staying 300 feet away.
Sounds right. Yeah.
Okay, so you all are floating above 300 feet above this apparatus of Qualish. You cannot see it, even you, Volric, with your 120 feet of dark vision that you granted yourself. It is pitch black down here. The only light that you periodically see is the faint glow of like volcanic activity shining through cracks in the rock, and you can see bubbling, boiling water pouring out of them. And somewhere down below in the darkness, you know the apparatus is there. Aspen, I believe that you heard in the darkness, as you were trying to gauge any sense of what was here, you heard a deep, almost strange whale-like call of some massive creature bubbling up from the dark. What do you all want to do? You're here floating in the darkness above the apparatus.
I gather everyone to me using hand signs. And I explain. The apparatus of Qualish and the 3 Thalians and Sherm are inside. There's a massive sea monster swimming around, keeping an eye on it, probably to make sure that they don't get anywhere, or it's waiting for us to come to rescue them so it can eat us. This is not really, it's wedged into the cliff, and then and down is just the trench. So not really a good place for me to park water, I don't think. So the way I see it, we can try to sneak up on the apparatus. Rin can use her pass without a trick. Oh, never mind. Two options. One, as I see it, one, have someone go out there as bait to draw the monster in and kill it. Two, approach it undetected without letting the monster know that we're there. But then got to open the apparatus and get inside, which I can do. Anyhow, that's my thoughts. Discuss.
Well, way I see it, we're probably gonna have to fight this creature either way. So I say we take the fight to it rather than it come at us.
Well, if we're gonna charge in, we might as well just go ahead and get it over with. Let's get in there as fast as we can and get rid of it.
All right, one suggestion. This is more of a marathon than a sprint. There's still more to go after this. probably something more dangerous. So just keep that in mind.
Right.
So there's just the 6 of us. No, 2, 4. There's 5 of us.
Yeah, Duthine is swimming there next to you as well.
I'm gonna summon Charybdis.
Okay, yeah. So as you
And the rest of you can make whatever preparations you want. I'll be holding back and using the arcane eye to watch. But I have to be within at least 70 feet of Charybdis. So I'm gonna stay above.
Yeah, I'm all for this. The way I see it, no reason for any of you to get up close. Now that Aspen, you're no longer empowered by the Warlock Pact. I'll close in with it. Just back me up.
All right.
Okay.
So excited. This is like the old Volric. I'm like, all right, I'm going in. I'm probably gonna die, but that's all right.
Well, I've only known old Volric for a short period of time, so if this is the best we're gonna get, then thank God.
Yes. Praise be to Nabanian. All right.
This is exciting, isn't it? It makes the sphincter tight. And I swim off ahead of them towards the.
Well, hold on. I haven't summoned the water elemental yet.
Oh.
Volric, do you stop hearing Ayuze?
I go about 60 feet and I stop.
Okay. Ayuze?
I found some water. Some gestures. Let these words of metered rhymes conjure forth a watery servant to this mortal clime. I Charybdis, you get another chance to kill me.
There is like a faint crack of blue light that appears in front of you, and suddenly a burst of bubbles and current as it's actually quite hard to see Charybdis underwater because she's made of water. So you kind of get a vague sense of her outline through bubbles and currents, but kind of difficult to keep track on her as she... I think the one thing that helps is you can see the faint glow of where the eyes would be. But she appears before you.
All right. Follow him, my opponent Volric, and support him. Help him.
And Bubbles.
Charybdis comes surging up next to you, Volric. So Volric, you're swimming up ahead with Charybdis. Anybody else going with Volric to lead the charge?
Duthine can be behind us a bit too.
Yeah, Duthine.
I'll also go up ahead with Volric.
Okay. Are you gonna...
Roland's feeling inspired.
Okay. Are you gonna stay kind of in line with Volric as you all travel forward? Okay.
Yeah.
Volric, please move slowly. We can't swim as fast as you.
Oh, we have a swim speed now. Remember?
Look at the manta ray.
Yeah, Volric can travel, I think, at 60 feet around. So, Volric, are you going to match speed with everybody or be ahead? Okay.
Yeah, well, so if Duthine and Bubbles can stay the same speed as me, I'll go like 40-ish, because those guys don't need to be right behind us.
Yeah, Duthine actually only has a swim speed of 30, but obviously Cherry can travel like 90 feet around, so Cherry can go really
I'll go 30. I don't want to cause any problems. We just started.
Okay, cool. All right, so you all start diving down. How far back are you staying, Ayuze and Aspen?
I look at Aspen.
I look at Ayuze.
50?
Let's just hold hands and we'll stay the same distance.
All right, that's fine.
50 feet back, okay.
Yes, what thing, just ignore them and come right at us.
Oh my god. All right.
Be stealthy, shall we?
Yes.
Let's be stealthy in this creature's natural underwater environment.
So,
all right.
So the two of you are going to try to be stealthy?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and make those stealth rolls.
I'm going to cast guidance on him.
Okay.
Oh, and I believe last time I did mage armor on myself.
Okay, cool. So you have that going.
I'm stealthy.
Wow! You can add a d4 to it if you want.
That's just so greedy. Yeah.
We're stealthy.
Wow, you're both so stealthy.
We got a nat 20? Oh wow, we're shadow wizards.
Yes, you are.
Yes.
The two of you, with like just gently gliding down the side of this abyssal trench wall, just into the darkness. Yeah, staying completely hidden. The rest of you, though, are you trying to be stealthy, or are you just going forward?
I am just going forward, and
Okay.
I'm trying to get some attention on myself. So occasionally I'm banging my sword against my chest.
Oh wow. Okay, so you are straight up just being bait. Okay, so
Yeah.
Roland is fully following Volric's lead on this. So
okay. Yeah, all of you start descending down. Volric, you are the first to see the apparatus with your 120 feet. As you descend down, you're about 120 feet away.
Can I make one note? So, importantly, I have no idea how tactical this unknown creature is. So I'm going to be using that 120-foot vision and peering directly behind me occasionally to make sure it's not coming up behind my buddies.
Yeah, okay, go ahead and make that perception roll as you dive down this wall.
How far in front? You said they are 50 feet in front of us?
50 feet in front of you, yeah. So even with your 60 feet of dark vision, you can't see the apparatus at this point.
Okay, and can I see Sherry?
Yeah. So they're the group of them are about 50 feet ahead. So you can see Cherry, Roland, Volric, and Duthine. Cherry's harder to see because of her being made of water, but I'll say you can see those eyes, those glowing eyes. So
also everyone
yep.
for the
Oh yeah.
everyone still has their advantage on their constitution checks for like the next I think half hour, because we said we cast it once we got down because it only lasts for an hour.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And everyone should have, I think, 4 extra temporary hit points. It was either 4 or 6.
9.
Okay,
We'll
9.
have it down.
Perfect.
I would like to send a message to Volric
Mm-hmm.
and say, if you want to get its attention, I can cast daylight on you. We can have a light show.
Ah, sounds glorious.
Are you sure?
Wait. Yeah.
All right.
You're gonna cast daylight on Volric?
Yeah, I'm gonna put the spell up there so you can see, you can read it.
Okay. Do you know what?
And I'm gonna use my celestial legacy, so I don't spend that spell slot.
So 60-foot radius of bright light. Okay.
And I am drawing my shield. I don't anticipate I'll be grappling that much for this battle.
Okay. This is okay. So lots of light suddenly bursts out from Volric. Volric is now this shining little sun dropping down into this trench. We can see from kind of a very far wide shot just all these little individuals in pure shadow being illuminated as silhouettes dropping down from Volric, this ball of light. All of you now can see up ahead, in the just outside of the radius of the light, you starting to see the shape of the apparatus and see that the light is kind of catching hard metallic surfaces that sort of glint with the light. You also notice that this shape, it is very lobster-like in shape. It's kind of cylindrical metal structure, but it's about about 60 feet in length or so, 50 feet in length. And it's kind of like a cylindrical tube that has been shoved into the side of the wall. You can see it's resting on a narrow shelf, and there are these kind of insect-like legs that are dangling off the side, and these massive metallic claws that are sort of limp hanging off the side of this cliff. And at the back side of this cylinder, you see this segmented metallic tail that's just limply dangling down the side of the cliff wall. It is kind of nestled on this shelf, which has all of these volcanic vents, these kind of like spire-like tubes coming up off of the rocky wall that are just perpetually emanating out boiling water and kind of reddish orange light. far below that, it is just drops into absolute, utter, pure darkness. And Volric, as you are dropping down, keeping an eye out, looking around with this now beacon of light shining all around you, when you are about... Yeah, I mean, what do you want to do? Are you going to drop all the way down to where the apparatus is? What's your plan here?
Yeah, so if me banging my sword on my chest and looking like a miniature star doesn't do it, and I start yelling, "Here, fishy, fishy, fishy!"
But are you? My question is: are you staying that 120 feet above the apparatus, or are you gonna go down to it?
Yeah, no, I don't want to bring it to
Okay.
the apparatus.
Okay, got it. Alrighty. So
I got a 23 for perception. Did you ask for?
yeah, excellent.
How far away are we from this creature again?
So the creature it's not a creature. The thing you are looking at that's 120 feet down, it's like a metallic submarine essentially, but it's in the shape of a lobster, and it's kind of crashed into the side of the cliff. Yeah, exactly. So it's like a big kind of robotic looking lobster crashed into the side of the cliff. And you know from Aize that is the individuals you are looking for are trapped inside of that apparatus. So you start shouting that, Volric. As you do, with that, you got a 23. You notice just outside of the range of the light, you can see, so like just below the apparatus, below this metallic construct, in the kind of dark gloom, you see a very thick serpentine shape sort of undulate past underneath it and start to move to your right, staying outside of the range of light, but you can tell it's kind of arcing down and up to try to get up and around you to the right side.
And how big is this thing?
It looks to be about 20 feet long.
All right, yeah, I'm going to keep my shield on. And I will message Aspen, and I say, well, in relation to where we are, something around the terms of 3 o'clock, about 120 feet.
Okay.
I repeat that to Aize.
All right. As you glance in that direction, the two of you, go ahead and make perception rolls for me.
Me as well?
Just Aspen and
Just
Aize as they're looking in that direction. Okay, Aize got a 16,
nothing.
and you got a 9. So Aize, as the two of you look in that direction, Aspen, you're able to spot it. You can see it starting to snake its way up the side of the cliff wall, trying to kind of get up in line with Volric. It's staying just outside of the radius of light, but you can see this serpentine shape winding its way up the wall.
I message back to Volric. I think it's afraid of the light. It's kind of slithering up the wall, but it's staying out of the radius of the light.
Well, if that's the case, maybe we get closer to the apparatus and you guys try and get in. I'll stay close enough to shine light.
Okay. And I look to Aize. Volric says, I repeat everything I said to Volric to Aize. And then he thinks we should use this distraction to get into the apparatus.
Let's take the long way around away from it.
Yeah.
Oh, the two of you? Okay,
either
cool.
way.
Okay.
I want to maintain...
Oh, and I will... I'm sorry, Aize. And I will message...
Ulrich?
No. Roland.
Roland.
I'm so sorry. I will message Roland to let her know what's going on.
All right. Heard you loud and clear. On it.
And Roland, at this point, with Volric's help, you are starting to spot the movement off to your right, moving up the wall.
Okay.
About 120 feet away.
I'm also going to go ahead. I'm going to expend one of my bardics for Mantle of Majesty. And that way it's going to give me, Volric, and Aize an additional 11 temporary hit points. We also will not provoke opportunity attacks.
Very
And
cool.
we can use our reaction to move our speed.
Very, very cool. Okay.
We get 11 plus the 9.
11 plus the 9.
Okay. So Aspen and Aize, you are going to stealth down to the apparatus. Is that the plan? As the rest of you float above it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Excellent. So Aspen and Aize, keeping that stealth check, you are able to effortlessly glide down the side of the cliff in the opposite direction of this monster. And as you pass by your companions and start to approach the apparatus, Aize, you are now starting to see it in all its clarity. This massive, intricately designed construct. You can see as you start to get closer to it the absolute intricate rune work that is running along its hull and near the base of where the legs connect to this hull, and all along the very amazingly designed lobster tail that kind of dangles down the side. You can also
Dangling?
what? Just the lobster tail, the metallic lobster tail is dangling down the side. Oh no.
I can't see it.
Almost there. Yeah, I had it front.
Oh, nice! I love it. And yes, it does. It does indeed have at the front. You can see these sort of eye stalk-like protrusions
Okay.
that are currently dim. But the both of you get within about, I'd say, 30 feet of it. You're kind of at the backside. I'll say you kind of dipped down below it and are now swimming up towards the backside to stay out of the where you know this creature is. It's at that point, Volric, as you're sort of gently gliding there, shouting out into the darkness, Volric and Roland, you hear a very faint, you almost feel it rather than hear it in your chest. This low kind of... And Volric, you catch movement directly to your right at the same level as you. Almost like a coiled snake, this thing rockets out of the water, swimming towards you as fast as it can. As it comes into the light, you see what looks almost like a massive eel-like creature, jaw slightly unhinged like a snake as it's barreling towards you. It has these bright, almost red fins that run up the back of the head and along the side. And you can see the eyes, massive eyes, to take in as much light as possible. They are pure black voids, and you can see that streaming off the sides of the eyes, there is kind of a black ichor running out the sides of the eyes as it comes rocketing towards you. I'm going to send you all over to the map, and then we're going to roll initiative here. So Aize and Aspen, the two of you are 30 feet below the apparatus. And you can kind of place yourselves, Aspen and Aize, I'd say place yourselves anywhere kind of on that back side of the tail. Just imagining that you're kind of swimming up from that position. And let me know if the map isn't clear. I can try to clarify things, but essentially what you see here is the apparatus dangling off the side of this cliff, and Volric, Roland, Cherry, Duthine, y'all are kind of floating about 120 feet above it here. You can also position yourselves a little bit differently if you want, just kind of within reason within that area. And you can see this serpent rocketing towards you off to the kind of right side of the map over here. So once y'all feel good about your positions, let's get some initiative rolls going here.
Oh, right. Okay.
I'm gonna roll initiative for the the NPCs / creatures.
It's off to this side, right?
Sorry, do you see the creature on the map?
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah, we do.
There you
Okay.
go. So yeah, I would say, Volric kind of like in this little area here is roughly where you were above the apparatus.
So better.
Here we go. Okay. Alrighty then. So, and Aspen, is Daylight a concentration spell?
That is a great question. It is not.
Nice. Okay, so you are not concentrating on it. Cool.
Yes, it lasts for an hour.
Very cool. Okay. All right, let's see. Do we got everybody's initiative? We got Roland, Volric, Aspen, Duthine, Aize, and the Serpent. And Cherry will go after you, Aize, to keep it simple. So I'll put Cherry at 6. I think that's everybody. Okay, so I'm gonna... Yeah, let's kick this thing off. So, we got up first. Roland, you are up first.
Fantastic. Roland is actually gonna pull out her loot, cock it, because it's actually also a crossbow. She's gonna fire off at this thing because it has a range of 80.
Nice. So as you whip your loot around and fire it off in the water, cool. Oh yeah, and just to be clear, real quick, its first range is 80, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Because because you haven't done underwater combat with us yet, if you shoot anything outside of that range, it just won't hit. So
28 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Fantastic.
Let's see that damage.
1d8 plus 5. It's gonna be 6. I think. Yeah, 6 damage.
6 damage. Okay, awesome. So sinks into the side of the jaw of this thing, and it just kind of, but it's still rocketing forward, unhindered by it. Anything else for you, Roland?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just because I can use actually, no, I'm gonna hold here because I can use my reaction at any point. So
to move, right? Because of that that ability you use.
Yeah, me, Volric, and Aize can use our reaction at any point to move our speed, and it won't provoke an opportunity attack.
Man, that's really cool. Okay, if that is Roland's turn, next up is Aspen.
Okay, I think they are within range. 30 feet of me. That's 25, 25, 25. I don't think I can get her.
So, this is the tricky part because we're underwater. We're dealing with 3 dimensions here. Y'all are 30 feet below the apparatus, the big metal thing. They are an additional 120 feet above the apparatus, so they're like 150 feet away.
Gotcha. Okay. Can't do that. Go ahead, Aize. I need time to think.
I apologize to interrupt, but I did mention that my control range for Cherry
70 feet. Okay, so then in that case, you all are 70 feet away from them. Thank you for that.
Okay.
So you're 70 feet away.
Okay, so I looked at Aize. Do you need my help, or can I just go a little bit closer to the others?
Oh, I'll be fine. Go ahead.
Okay, and I will move underneath to where about 30 feet.
Okay.
I want to be within range of those 4, so I can do a second level bless.
All right. Yeah, go for. So you swim up. So you're about. If you're 70 feet away from them, yeah, okay, so you go up 30 feet. Got it. Okay.
Oh wait, I don't know. Let me see the difference. I don't think I still want. I don't think I'll be within range still. So that'll put them 40 feet away from me, right?
They were. Sorry. They were. Math. They were. Yeah, so they were 50 feet away. So if you travel 30 feet, that'll get you within 20 feet of them. So you'll be fine. You can totally do it.
Okay. So I don't know where to move my token.
That's fine. I'll just.
But I will
move it to about
just.
here.
Yeah, I will do a second level bless to get Sherry, Duthine, Roland, and Boric.
Nice. Okay, so they are all blessed. They get D4 to your attacks and saves.
And I'm going to try to stay. Oh, actually, I will quicken that, make it and try to hide.
You're gonna quicken it and do what?
I'm gonna try to use my action to hide. Quicken it to make that a bonus action spell.
Very cool.
And then try to hide.
Okay, awesome.
So we get a D4 to our damage and
D4 to saves and attack rolls.
saves and attack rolls.
Sorry, was Duthine part of that, or was it just Cherry?
Yes,
Okay.
it was all 4 of them.
Okay, so you dive, you quickly dart up, release the magic, and then drop down and push yourself up into the apparatus in the shadows and stay out of sight. Was that your turn, Aspen?
Yes.
Okay, Duthine is next, and Volric, you are on deck. Duthine is... Duthine's going to dash forward to get closer to this creature. Let's see, it is... On the map, it's only 50 feet away. Yeah, we'll just keep it simple. So, okay. So, yeah, she's going to dash within 30 feet of it. So she dashes up, kind of off to the side. And is going to, kind of, as she swims, she locks eyes with you, Volric, and gives a nod. And she goes, like we practice, and dashes off, looks at it, and goes, hey! And aims her crossbow. She's going to use she has an ability, she can use the help action at range. So she's using a help action on the creature, so anyone attacking it will have advantage on their attacks. And then she's going to fire her crossbow at it. But only gets a 12, so misses. Goes wide past it as it comes charging towards you, Volric. Volric, you are up next.
All right. My bonus action, I'm going to grow, use my giant smite. So I'm going to...
Okay, cool. So yeah, you grow to size large.
Yep. And I say, that's right, warrior, as we practiced. And I will move up to the creature.
Okay. Yeah, you have 60-foot speed, so you can easily get up to it.
And I'm going to use a defensive flourish. And whack that sucker.
All right.
You're not Nemo. And advantage. Oh, no, we also have bless.
Yeah, bless, yeah.
All right, so, well, okay, actually, now my bless is actually the one I'm always ignoring, so I now have my bless. So 20.
20, that definitely hits.
Okay, that is 19 points of damage.
Okay. It lets out a grumble. Okay.
And as a bit of a speaking of flourish, is a bit of a flourish for the group. I message Aspen. I say, this one's corrupted, like the others.
Okay, nice. That gets transmitted. Anything else for you, Volric?
No, but let me check for my. Looks like a flourish. My flourish was a 5, so I have a +5 armor class right now.
Nice, +5 armor class. Okay. It is now the creature's turn. It coils up, sort of halting there as you come slashing into it. It kind of reels in pain, and as it coils back like a snake, the jaw unhinges, and it is going to use a breath attack. It's going to use its rhyme breath as freezing cold, icy water juts out of its mouth, flash freezing the area around it. I don't think it can get in a position to get multiple people other than you, Volric, and Duthine, but it will take it. So it kind of positions itself here, coiling around you, Volric, and then unleashing this breath attack at the two of you. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw for me.
All right.
You can also use your reaction to move.
You can.
But not till after the attack, though, right?
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
So
How about a 28?
That succeeds. Oh no, Duthine fails. She has
inspiration.
bless.
And inspiration.
Blessed.
She has inspiration?
Oh, no, oh, sorry. No, only me was inspired. Never mind.
Okay, so she got a 14, which just makes it. Oh wow, so she's gonna take half this damage. That is huge. So she takes. So you both take 15 points of damage. What would have been 30 is now reduced to 15 as the freezing water flash freezes around you, and it kind of the serpent there getting ready to strike once more. Aize, you are up. What would you like to do with your turn?
Okay, first off, well, Cherry's still following orders. 60 feet. I'm gonna conserve energy and just flame bolt that thing.
Okay, go for it. Yeah, make your flame bolt attacks.
Firebolt. And it missed. And then
13. Yeah, that definitely misses.
and then send Cherry to get on top of that thing.
Okay, yeah, Cherry can easily, with 90 feet, swims over to it. What would you like Cherry to do?
It's a bit big to engulf, I guess, right?
It's a size huge creature, so I believe so.
Okay, then she'll just go whackety whack,
Okay, let's see those attacks.
slam. Oh, goodness. Great
Oh,
hit. Damage.
that's a natural 20.
Oh, it was a natural 20. Okay, minus.
Oh, yeah.
So is it only 9 damage, or is it more?
Yeah, I rolled double once.
Oh no! Okay, 9 damage. Slams into the side of it. What's the second attack? That hits.
12 points.
12 did. Oh, the crit did less damage. Or the crit, yeah. Okay, so 2 solid strikes on this thing.
Oh. By the way, I get 2 attacks around.
Nice, 2 attacks.
So let me.
Yeah, go for it.
I only get giant smite for 1 attack, so I have to turn that off real quick. And my blood pressure turn that off. Okay. So real quick. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Is it advantage for how is it advantage for that first attack? Torrance?
Advantage. Oh, the advantage was from Duthine, and the advantage.
Oh, Duthine. Okay.
I think it was from Duthine. Yeah. It's the help action, so I believe you just have advantage on
But 1 roll.
these attacks.
Just on 1 roll, right? On attacks on plural.
I think it's all attacks, so
Okay,
just
cool.
go for it. I'll look it up later, but I think it's all
So-
attacks.
21 and 9 points of damage for my second shot.
Nice, yeah. 9 points of damage. Okay. Okay, nice.
Right after the water elemental slams into it, I go, oh wait, I forgot, and I stab him.
Nice.
Happy for getting those attacks, darling.
Taking us back to the top, Roland, you are up.
Rolling cocks that crossbow again, ready to go. All right, let's take a shot. And I'm rolling with advantage, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Clicked on advantage and it didn't.
Oh, it's okay. Just roll twice. Yeah. Yeah.
That's a 12 plus 9. And
That
then-
definitely hits.
Let's see if we crit. Definitely not. So 12 plus 9.
12, yeah, that hits. How much damage?
And then we're gonna add plus 4 to this because bliss.
Nice. Oh, the plus
Oh.
4 only goes to attack rolls, not damage.
Oh, to attack
Yeah,
rolls.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's gonna be 12 damage.
Ooh, nice.
Yes.
Crossbow.
And as this crossbow bolt shoots out, it just looks like a pink and purple firework bolting through the water as it just impacts, and of course, glitter everywhere.
Incredible. Okay, real quick, I am looking up the help action. I believe you lend aid to another creature, so I think she does just pick a creature, so it would just be you, Volric.
Okay.
No worries, you would have hit with that first attack anyways. But yeah, moving forward, we're aware. Awesome, so the glittery crossbow bolt through the water slams into it. It's actually looking pretty hurt. You see a lot of blood and ichor starting to pour out the sides of it as it's squirming there in the water, taking us to Aspen.
Would I get advantage for being hidden?
Yeah, if you make a ranged attack, I believe so. Yes.
I will.
Okay.
I kind of peek up from where I'm hiding, and I'm like, okay, this is going great. And what Volric will see is behind the creature, I kind of draw a line, and a skeletal hand like appears, and it taps him on the back. And as he like turns around, I just grab him. I'm gonna do chill touch.
Okay. The skeletal hand appears and darts forward, grabbing onto the
That is
creature. That
A
hits.
26 to hit.
Talk about a cold shoulder, darling.
God, you guys. So 5 points necrotic.
And he cannot regain hit points until the start of my next turn.
Okay, so the skeletal hand latches on, and this creature is now squirming in pain with it latched on there. Anything else for you, Aspen?
No.
Okay.
I don't think I want to do anything else. Actually, can I move 5 feet closer?
Yeah, go for it.
Just okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I think that gets me within 60 feet of it. Oh,
Okay.
I'm supposed to. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that.
All right. That takes us to Duthine. Duthine is going to use that bonus action again to use the help action, granting you advantage, Volric. And she's going to kind of swim a little off to the side, continuing to shout to distract it, and then she's going to fire that crossbow bolt. Gosh. Roll the bless. Let's see. I don't think even with a 4... Yeah, it just misses. So it strikes the side of this creature, but it does not sink in and cause damage. So it just kind of glances off the side. TS2, Volric. So Volric, you have advantage on the attack once more.
Okay. I'm gonna move around. Oh, I can't move this. My button. There we go. So how wide was that shot that it was firing? 5 feet, 20 feet, 10 feet?
30-foot cone.
30-foot cone. Okay, I guess kind of where I am is probably the very best spot, actually. Yeah, something like that. Oops. Yeah. Guess there. Okay. And then I will attack.
Go for it.
All right. Don't be surprised if it has a second form. So the giant spike for the first shot. Advantage. 28, so 17 points of damage.
Yeah. 28.
Second shot, yeah. This could be
If I say that doesn't hit, you all
Yeah.
should run.
13 points in the second one, so that's a total of 29 points over 2 attacks.
Nice. 2 massive slashes. It reels in pain. It's squirming. It's looking frantic and injured. Anything else for you, Volric?
Nope.
Okay. It is going to lash out at you, Volric, and try to wrap around you. What is your armor class right now? Is it back to normal?
Back to 20.
Back to 20? Okay. So it goes in to try to wrap around you like a snake for a 25 to hit.
Yep.
You take 22 points of bludgeoning damage as it crushes you and wraps around you. You are grappled and restrained as it starts to constrict you, reducing all your movement, and then its jaw unhinges once more as it's going to go down for a bite attack at advantage.
You said how much damage, sir?
22 points of bludgeoning.
22. So -3 for my heavy armor master.
Cool.
So 19, 14 down.
Okay.
You
And
could have moved.
and then its bite is going to come right down on you with advantage. But only gets an 18, so I don't think that hits.
No.
Okay, how do you stop this massive bite is like coming down on you? How do you stop it?
So he has me to have one arm free.
Yeah.
Because I can still technically attack, right?
Yeah.
And so I bring out my arm at the last second, and it clamps onto the armor. It just cannot penetrate through it.
Yeah, and you all hear a horrible screeching sound of metal as the teeth grind against the armor as it's trying to bite in. It is trying to devour Volric right now, but cannot get through the armor, taking us to Ayize.
There's Volric, verge of death again. Oh my goodness.
I told him he could move, but he went in anyway.
No, that's his way. He'll be fine. God, I hope he doesn't die.
I turn back. It's what I do.
Yes, it is. You just...
Do it a little less, darling. Please.
All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna do the same thing I did last round. Fireball.
Oh, Jeff just reminded me, by the way, for future attacks, 22 armor cost because I did have my shield.
Oh, okay.
I still got hit. I still got hit.
25,
for
yeah.
future attacks.
Yeah. All right, Ayize, yeah.
23.
That hits.
7 points of damage. Wow. So I hit, but my damage rolls are crap. All right, that was a firebolt, and this is Charybdis.
Yeah, Charybdis. See those 2 slam attacks.
And slam 1.
A 13 will miss.
And slam.
She has bless.
Oh, she has
Ayize.
plus. Yeah, roll a d4.
Oh,
That
sorry.
first- Yeah.
That was the second attack was an 18. Let me roll a d4 for the first one.
14 will not hit. What was the second attack?
The second attack was a 25 for 15 points of
15
bludgeoning.
points of damage. All right, Ayize, what does it look like as Cherry
Ooh!
kills this creature that is currently trying to crush Volric?
She'll flatten herself so that she's literally just like a sliver of water, and then she'll spin and decapitate it with the edge of her body.
Oh, like a water jet, just.
Yeah.
As it happens so fast. All of you just see a little flash of bubbles, and then those eyes reform of Charybdis. The creature's still there, mouth agape, looking down at Volric, and you just watch as the head slowly peels, tendons stretching and snapping as it just falls off and tumbles down into the black abyss below.
Yell out, look out, remember, it's got goo in it.
Indeed, as that happens, you can see as the body starts to go limp and black ichor starts to kind of spill out of the veins of this creature. Volric, you can see there, kind of embedded in the spinal column of this thing, something black, slick, and squirming as it's trying to push its way out of the spinal column of this creature. But that was Charybdis. It is now Roland's turn. Roland, I think you're too far away to notice this little thing, this little worm inside the creature, but you see that it has died, and Volric is now starting to break free.
Right. Roland's gonna go ahead and move up here next to Volric and Sherry. And then just because she's not taking any chances right now, she's gonna go ahead and cock that crossbow one more time.
Okay, as you swim up and get the crossbow ready, pointing it at the dead body, that is when you see it as well. You can see this familiar flatworm that's starting to push itself out of the carcass of this creature. Would you like to fire at that?
Yeah.
Go for it.
So 26 plus 4, that's a 30.
That definitely hits. Roll damage.
Hopefully I don't have garbage damage. That's a 9 damage.
With one decisive strike, Roland, what does it look like as you take out this flatworm that's starting to push itself out of the carcass?
She cocks it. Another firework goes off. She goes, "No more holding back. It's over now."
Awesome.
And just explosives go off again.
Sparkly fireworks just out the end of the crossbow, and a glittering bolt of metal and energy just slams into the side of the worm, which is obliterated with a blast of sparkles and rainbows. Because of course. And
I yell, that must be
Combat
embarrassing.
had to be nasty. It can be fabulous.
And what were you
have
gonna
a
shout,
question.
Ulrich?
I'm yelling at the creature. I yell, that must be embarrassing.
I have a question. Is Vorg just like a whole disco ball at this point now?
Yeah.
All the glitter and everything?
Yeah.
Glitter, light, it's just everywhere.
So
I turn like this, and all of a sudden my hair just kind of whoosh, goes off to the side.
God.
What is it? What was the steel? The blue steel.
Blue
I did the
steel. As you look back, at Aspen and Aize, Volric.
I want to try to do blue steel. What role is that going to be? Just charisma?
Just roll a
Performance.
charisma. Yeah, performance.
Performance. Okay, there we go. Performance. Here we go. Blue steel.
Oh, hold on, let me.
Just a 12.
Just a 12. You guys have seen better, honestly, Aize and Aspen.
We'll have a
I just-
walk-off later, darling. I'll show you a tip or trick or two.
What the
I
hell
shout
is
about, yeah, I shout, what is he doing?
I should stick with this steel. Sorry.
I don't know. He started yelling something about metal.
It's just the way he whipped his hair. It's just, I don't okay. And I move back to Aize to help in any way I can.
Yeah, as the fight comes to an end and the body sloughs off of you, Volric, and starts to tumble down the side of the trench.
Whoa! Shribdis, go get those body parts. Don't let it.
Charybdis darts down and starts to scoop up the body parts as you start to see them rising back up.
Stick them in the clip. Just stick them in, wedge them or something.
Charybdis starts to shove the snake-like form of this creature into the side of the cliff, and takes the head and kind of awkwardly slops it where the head used to be, as it just kind of rests there on the side. As you're doing that, Aize, you hear a very faint sound behind you coming from the apparatus. You hear a faint against metal.
I'll use a telepathic link or telepathy.
Okay, cool.
And actually, no. I'll look through the window. I think I have to see the person.
Okay,
And,
yeah. So you swim around to the front of the apparatus where you can see kind of roughly where. So there's sort of like antenna kind of eye stalks that come off, which they look to be dim, like they could produce. You would probably recognize, like, they have little crystals inside them. They could probably produce some sort of light. But up at the front, there are indeed almost like multifaceted little ports, like little windows. And as you kind of peer in through one of them, you just see kind of darkness on the inside. And then a face kind of darts in front of your view. As you see Zendros staring back at you, smiling. And then kind of looks a bit more serious and gestures, and then points behind her shoulder towards the back of the apparatus.
I'm coming in now. Yeah. That's all.
Are you doing this telepathically now that you've seen it? Okay, yeah. So the link is connected. Oh yes. All right. Go to the back of the vessel and I at least figured out how to get in and out, so I can let you in.
All right.
I'm
Is there room
assuming,
for-
seeing that you're alive and I heard the commotion, I'm assuming that you dealt with whatever it was that was out there.
Oh yes, Volric introduced him to what's the term I'd use? A gutting. Yes. So
Good. I'll see you back there as she scurries off. All of you see.
Ask-
Yeah.
sorry.
No,
How
go
many-
ahead.
How many people can you fit in there? I assume.
She she kind of as she scurries off, she continues with that link. Oh right. We could probably. How many of there are you? We could fit
5.
5 of you. Okay. It's gonna be tight, but we can probably fit about 8 of us. So it's perfect, really, but it's going to be tight.
All right. I'll swim underneath the tail and I'll just broadcast it. Well, I'll just say to everyone, I'm going inside to talk to the the red wizards. There's room enough inside for about 8 people, but let me go first because they might be a bit twitchy, and they're hungry and they're thirsty too. All right? Is that okay?
Yeah.
But just
You
remember,
want us to wait out here?
yeah. No, someone come with me.
Okay, I'll come with you.
All right.
And just before we go in, can I make a quick perception check to see if anything is trying to sneak up on us?
Yeah. Make a perception roll.
I will guide myself.
Go for it.
All right, I'm gonna roll that first. I'm gonna roll that guidance first. D4. That's 3 plus
Nice.
19.
Okay. You float here in the darkness. Still the burning ball of light from Volric kind of behind you as you start to scan the environment. You don't see anything in the immediate vicinity. You can kind of hear like the low bassy grumble of almost like like the volcanic activity around you, and kind of the perpetual sound of bubbles boiling out of the cracks. And you sort of hear a faint clicking sound, and as you look around, you can see that scuttling amongst the volcanic vents, there's these kind of strange milky white arthropods, like almost look like little pill bugs or something. But they're probably about a foot to 2 feet long, but these milky white creatures that are just scuttling about amongst the vents, but they don't seem to pose any threat.
During this time, Roland is just teaching Volric how to do pageant poses so that he can get it right. She's like, no, darling, you gotta throw your shoulder back and really get into it and own it. Yes. Much better. You'll get it next time for sure. Just this whole time, we're just posing and voguing the whole time.
Awesome. Aize, you look up and see your companions doing this. Who is joining you in the apparatus?
Aspen, I believe.
Okay.
Is this that metal thing again?
I think so. I don't know. I see Roland. She's instructing him. And I will cast message to Volric. We're going in. You look fabulous, I think. But you're a little too stiff on the shoulder. You gotta loosen up a little bit.
I'm only a third level bard. Sorry.
If there's any trouble inside, you will hear me cast thaumaturgy. You will hear a lightning thunder storm thing, and I just follow. I use it.
Okay.
There shouldn't be any problem. I already have there shouldn't be. Yeah. I'll mess with the apparatus. I assume Zendros opened it.
Well, yeah, so the two of you swim to the backside, kind of on the underside of the apparatus, and you can hear kind of metallic clanks and sort of like almost like a rushing sound, like a woof. And after a moment, you hear a as almost hidden, like the construction of this is so expertly done that you didn't quite see the hatch as it sort of pops out from the bottom, and within you see Zendros kind of gently swim out and wave at the two of you and gesture for you to come inside.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, as you swim up inside, you find yourself in a small chamber that can just barely fit the three of you, that is filled with water. She kind of waves her hand a moment, and kind of says under the water, like, just a moment, that I just have to, and she sort of fiddles with some controls off to the side as that latch below you sort of seals back shut, and then you hear a bunch of kind of whirring and rushing as the water around you drains around you, and you kind of feel your ears pop as the pressure sort of equalizes in here, and you find yourself standing on solid ground as she turns to face you all. All right, now that we're inside, let me introduce you to the rest, and then we would love to get out of here. As she turns and spins a hatch and pushes open a heavy door, revealing an interior that is a rather simple, very utilitarian-looking, like, cylinder of metal. There are some kind of ornately decorated like metal seats that kind of line the inside of this, and towards the front there is one very prominent seat with intricate little like clockwork designs running all throughout it, and in front of it you can see the multitude of portholes, almost like a faceted insect-like eye port view out into the ocean. And in front of that, just below it, up against the kind of wall of the front of this apparatus, is, I use like the most intricate, incredible clockwork device you've ever seen, full of knobs and dials and instruments. But she as you see all this, you notice two other things. I'm seeing, sorry, I just saw what Volric said. Yeah, Volric, gotcha. So you go ahead and make a perception roll as you finish voguing and start to post up and take watch. Aize and Aspen, as your eyes kind of, even though you have, Aspen, you have dark vision, but as your eyes sort of adjust to the interior of this, there's not really any light in here. Zendros has kind of produced a bit of flame from her fingertips to create some light in here. And you notice there are two other figures in this room. The first one you see getting up, really lanky, large individual, kind of stands up and is covered in red and brown fur as they turn to you and kind of grin with this big white grin. They are wearing like blues and greens, kind of rugged pants and shirt with like a vest, and they seem to have all sorts of satchels and belts on them. And they have you can see they have what look to be on their hands some sort of like metal, you would know as a modern audience, they have like metal brass knuckles kind of in both of their hands as they kind of stand up and look at you and grin with big floppy ears, goblinoid and in appearance. This is a bugbear as this individual stands and looks at you and grins. You see another individual who also kind of whips around to face you both. Very stocky, dark-skinned individual with a completely bald, shaved head, utterly shaved. And you can see they are covered in facial piercings with kind of rumpled maroon clothing with all sorts of strange little bits and bobs hanging off of them of like what look to be like roots and bones and all kinds of things. And what look to be like seashells and dried sea stars. Something else you notice as Zendros kind of ignites the light and illuminates the area, Aize, Zendros, who you've known, she's this kind of stocky tiefling woman with like red skin. She has the two ram's horns, which are adorned with the golden jewelry and this kind of olive green jacket. That has been replaced by, you can now see she's wearing a very like, albeit disheveled, but what probably was a very nice like red vest and red shirt and pants and thick boots, and where she used to have thick braided black hair is now completely shaven to reveal a completely clean bald pate, and you see their beautiful albeit maybe sinister knowing their origin, black tattoos running all along her skull cap. And she kind of grins and brings you all in. And that is who you see in here. So she goes, these are my companions. This here is Poppy, and she gestures to the bugbear. And this one here is Elta. And the one she gestures to, the human woman with the dark skin, kind of straightens up. Elta Pirador, if you please. And the bugbear kind of grins. Hi there, how you doing?
Are you a Purador too?
What was that?
Are you Poppy Purador?
Just Poppy. Elta has, Elta kind of looks a little sheepishly around and tries to straighten herself up.
Very nice to meet you. Where's Sherm?
Zendros bows for a moment. Yes, one moment. And she kind of spins around to the corner, and you can see this large sort of like cauldron, the same pot that you were using, actually, the pot. The lid is off, and you can see almost like puppy dog-esque with the claws hanging out the side and the antenna poking out, this little red lobster sitting there looking around, and then you hear coming through your mind and feel coming through your mind this overwhelming sense of like excitement and happiness and joy and thrill like washing through both of you. And Aize, you hear in your mind, "Oh, Aize, it's so nice to see you. You're back. How are you down here?"
Oh, yes, I am. I hold my hands up.
Yeah. The little claws extend out from the pot towards you.
I'll pick up the pot.
Okay. Yeah. Shern sort of wobbles in there and looks up at you. By the way, we're inside of that thing you were asking about. That looks like we were inside of it.
We are indeed inside the apparatus of Kalishan. What a wondrous machine it is. Given more time, I would spend hours just probing it and poking it and perusing it. But, my dear, we don't have time.
Oh no. Are you able to go inside of me? Because this is like me, right?
No, Sherm, I can't fit.
Oh. What if you were small? Can other things go inside of me?
I don't think you're an apparatus. I think you're an organic. I pick him up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're an organic lobster. Yes.
Okay. So I need to not be organic.
Yeah, no one is gonna climb inside you, my little friend.
Okay. I just didn't know. It's just, I saw this thing and it looks like, it looked kind of like me, but it never moved. It's still not moving. And then, in fact, we went inside. I can't believe it. It's just remarkable. As the lobster kind of squirms in your hand.
But I am overjoyed to see you all right, my friend.
Oh, I'm happy to see you too. I was sad to see you go, but your friend here, Zendros, has taken very good care of me. She even let me try some of that butter stuff. It was actually kind of good. Zendros kind of looks at you a little sheepishly and then kind of shrugs. She goes, "I don't know what to tell you, my dear. He kept asking about it and just really wanted it, so I just thought I would indulge him. Don't worry, I just let him eat it. That's all. Right. Away from other people." Yeah, no, it was great. I mean, it was all those thoughts that people kept having about butter whenever they saw me. I get it now.
Well, you can appreciate them anyway, I suppose. I'm just glad that you're not cooked or hurt or anything.
Oh no, I that would be terrible. I don't know why that would happen.
Zendros.
Yes, Aize.
My goodness, nice tattoos, by the way.
Yes, it actually feels quite good to be back in my normal state, but.
All right, you held up your end and you didn't kill him or. Sherm is fine. So what are your plans now? I mean, I'll tell you, we're gonna keep going down.
You are? Do you know why?
Yes, because we must save the world.
Really? That's quite lofty. Well,
However, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you first. Go ahead.
I can throw a water breathing spell on the three of you. The pressure down here is intense, so it might be uncomfortable going back up, but you'll make it back up.
We can handle the water breathing part. She gestures to Elta. Elta kind of nods. Honestly, what we would like, as you know now, we did come here for this. But
yes, but you can't have it. We're going to take it with us.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
Oh, just so you know, and I wave by one of the windows.
I come up to the window and I kind of press my face against it. And I message him and go, yeah.
So Roland and Fulric, yeah.
There's Roland, the very famous bard, Princess Roland, and there's Prince Roland.
You see Zendros like go wide-eyed and even though her skin is red, kind of go a bit pale, and then take a deep breath and kind of calm herself and look back to you. Okay, you weren't
By
lying.
that window is Sherbdis, which is an elemental that is currently under my control. If I am rendered unconscious or killed, then it will go berserk and try to get to me.
Aize, I'm not looking for a fight. None of us are. We know that we don't stand a chance.
I know you're not, but I don't know these two people, see?
She looks over at the other two. You see the bugbear Poppy kind of crack her knuckles and smile and go, I know that we'd be dead, but it'd be great fun, I bet. And you see Elta kind of draw into herself. We would die. I know it. We're not going to fight you. And Zendros, I was just hoping that we might have information that you would want. And perhaps we could make some kind of arrangement. As I said, my teleportation magic is not working for some reason. And we don't really have a way out of here. If you could help us get this running, we could really use it to escape.
Or you could swim up to the surface.
Yes.
I assure you, it's safe. We took care of the problem. And I'm very confident that our companions on the surface were victorious in their battle. In which case, we'll have someone up there. I'll give you a note. Rin knows you. Rin knows about you. And she's up there with her father and a few other people. And, the new Diora is up there too. We took that bastard Scaran ship. Not Scaran. What was his name?
Sergal.
We took Sergal's ship.
Sergal. That name is familiar.
He was the one who attacked your vessel when you came here. Anyhow, why don't you give us the information and it wouldn't hurt for you to offer it up. But the idea of you three leaving with this, it would need to be really good information because this thing is going to be, I suspect, very useful to us in our, quest to save the world.
I can't just do that. I still serve someone else. And
so it's fine.
So I message Aize.
Yeah. What's up?
Are you gonna stay in there with that talking lobster and leave us out here and be
come in.
I'm not done with my pun. And be shellfish?
Stay out.
You all hear the groaning of metal as the apparatus takes psychic damage from Volric and the pressure starts to be too much. No.
Roland, you can I link with Roland, you can come in.
Oh, thank God. It's as cold as sashimi out here.
It's about to get a little crowded. So you have three options. One, well, you have two really. One, out the tail, up to the surface, withstand the pressure for a bit of time, but you swam down here, so I assume you can swim back up. You have water breathing, so you're all set. No horrible sea monster outside anymore, or we wouldn't be here. Option two, you come with us, and you'll swear a whole bunch of oaths to ensure that you do not perform any acts of treachery, knowing that as far as we are concerned, you three will be expendable in the completion of our quest. I believe in choices.
Make a persuasion roll for me.
Can I get some guidance for that?
Yes, you can.
Oh. Oh, and by the way, this whole time I've just been standing behind Aize, staring daggers at
Yeah.
Yes, she owes me. She owes me.
I'm no good at this.
I know.
All right, fine.
And if the two negotiators are outside the ship.
No, Aspen's really good too.
Actually, yeah, I take that back.
Yeah.
We're most of our party. The one person who's not good at is doing it.
It happens a lot, but it's great. It's perfect. This is very much between Zendros and Aize. Okay, 9, yeah. So she, as we hear, well, I guess you all don't know how to get in. So the two of you are out at the back trying to figure out how to get in as this is happening. But she lets out a sigh. All right, we're not coming with you. And I'm afraid I can't just give away this information.
Oh, I almost forgot. I give her some food.
Oh. She takes it.
And I didn't think you'd need water, but here's some wine.
She eagerly accepts that, breaks the food up, passes it amongst
Mentioned
her
that you were
companions.
starving.
Yes, thank you. And as she's finishing eating her portion of ration, she looks back. Well, I guess we're going to be taking our chances on the surface. Thank you, Aize. I'll let your companions in, and you can do what you wish. I guess I owe you one. Next time we see each other...
We're not going to see each other.
Why so certain of that? You really think you're going to go down there and die?
I'm either going to go down there and die, or I'm going to go down... You know what? Don't worry about it.
All right, well...
I would like to say, I hope you all learned a lesson from this, and all to do better. But, yeah, let's just let the rest of our companions in, and on your way out. And thank you for not killing Sherm. I do appreciate that. Or harming him. I do appreciate that.
I wasn't going to kill Sharon Aize. It's the most adorable little lobster I've ever met.
Yes.
Anyone that would do it is truly a monster.
It's too bad you won't come, though. I was really interested in... And I stare at the bugbear. You.
Poppy smiles. Well, you know, we's be working for different people, so, sorry.
You say that they let me and Volric in.
Not yet, no.
Okay.
So this is all happening, and as she turns to leave, she kind of steps out into the airlock chamber. If y'all want to try to figure out how to get in, you can both make investigation rolls for me as you're waiting outside.
That's okay. After pressing my face against the window long enough, I'll go back to patrolling.
You will? Okay, well, Roland, do you want to try to get in?
Yeah.
Okay, make an investigation roll.
I tap Aize.
No.
What'd you get? A 10. Yeah, no. You're looking all along the outside of this thing and cannot find a way in. As Zendros...
see anything. This is just maddening. I don't...
It's all just, like, faceted or smooth pieces of metal with like periodic ridges and sort of like striations throughout it. But yeah, as she finishes up, Aspen, what were you gonna say?
I tap Aize. Do we really need her?
Her who? Zendros?
Zandros. Yes.
Oh, well, I figured every little bit helps, and if a grain of sand will tip the scale in our favor, I'll take it.
Why
But
can't? Sorry.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, why can't we just give her this machine thing when we're done?
This
Not
is
like we're gonna need it
this is
after.
an ancient artifact made by the greatest artificer who ever existed, named Qualish. It is something that the library has been looking for a long time. It also enables access to underwater treasure and underwater travel. I'm not going to let the Thayers have it because they're evil scumbags. All right. What they will be doing with this will be vile and nasty. So it's bad enough I'm in trouble with the library over hinting that there's a way to get to the inner sea. The whole Aboleth business. Don't get me started. Right. I've been making a lot of compromises with some very shady people. This I'm not
I
going
understand.
to. This is why. I mean, if you want to make the deal, fine. I can't. I don't own the apparatus. It's basically a party thing. But this thing is also an underwater war machine. So,
Well, I have an idea. We can just, once we're finished, we'll say we'll give it to her, and we just offer, or change her into something. I don't know.
she's standing right next to us. Right?
Yeah, I'm experiencing this, and I use it here.
So I'm right here, you know.
I figure y'all have telepathic communication.
Yeah, I didn't say message, but I would have message. I use a.
Aspen, you know how good I am at deceiving people. I mean, you'd have to talk her into it.
I will try, and I say, Zandros, hold on. We were too quick to come to a decision. Maybe we can work something out. If you come with us, you can have the machine afterwards.
Make a persuasion roll, Aspen. The DC has
Don't
gone
fail me
up.
now. Don't fail me now, dice. All right. 23.
Whew. The DC was 22. So she looks at you, kind of cocks her head, looks back at Poppy and Elta. What do you both think? Doesn't seem like that bad of a deal. I mean, we're stuck down here anyways. Who knows what's up there? Poppy kind of grins. Oh, I wouldn't mind. I mean, might be some very interesting things down there. As she kind of chuckles, and Elta sort of looks really solemn for a moment, looking down in deep thought. Looks back up at you, Aize, and steps forward, then at you, Aspen, addressing you both. I think this is the right thing to do. There's something down there which I know you're both aware of. But this presence I've felt, there's legends of this creature. And I don't know how, but when it came into this world, I could sense it. I felt it out in the Sea of Swords. I could feel the ocean changing. I could feel it crying out in pain as this being came into our world and started to shift and change everything around it for the worst. It started to consume and alter and corrupt. Surely you've all heard the myths and the legends of the Kraken.
The Kraken? Oh,
The what?
The Kraken.
It's like an octopus, only
Big.
much, much bigger.
To put it simply, yes.
That would be appropriate for Tharistoon, I think.
But I've sensed... I don't know how to explain it properly. I have this strong connection with the natural world, with the way things flow and move and shift, specifically with the ocean. I've been studying this region for years, and I was about, 5 years ago or so is when I first felt it. It was small. I didn't think it was anything. But then as we started to become aware of it, I informed my superiors, and long story short, that's why we're here. We came here to get this apparatus in hopes of being able to combat this thing. We knew it was somewhere in this region, but we had no idea that there was such a force supporting it. I don't know the details of everything that's happening here. There's clearly more going on than we know. But this... Oh, yes, that's right, Zendros, you... And then she looks back at you, Aize, and kind of cocks her head. You're Aize. Oh.
I look at Zendros and said, "You've been talking about me?"
Zendros kind of sheepishly looks down his spouse. I'm gonna let your friends in, and she scurries off to she scurries off to the airlock, and you hear it close. And the two of you outside, Volric, as you're patrolling, Roland, you kind of trying to find a way inside the apparatus. Hear a faint sort of whoop and bubbles. And from under the apparatus, as you kind of swim down and look, you can see this entryway there as this tiefling woman kind of pokes her head out and waves you in. As you come swimming up inside, Volric, are you going to go inside with them? Duthine is kind of swimming at your side, Volric, kind of following your lead here. You're muted.
Sorry, I was using telepathy, but I guess you made a saving throw. So if it looks like there's nothing big swimming around, I'll make one last glance left and right, and then I'll enter with Duthine.
Okay, so as you all pop up into the airlock and start that process, the two of you, Aspen and Aize, hear the commotion on the other side as that whole process is happening, and Elta turns back to the two of you. I've sensed this presence for quite some time, and it's been growing stronger, and I'm afraid it's getting to the point where if we do not contain it or stop it, it will reach maturity, and it will be a true force of nature. And if everything that Zendros has told me is true, what you have discovered about this demonic god Tharistoon influencing the things that have been happening in this region, that, paired with the Kraken, would truly... I can't even begin to imagine how it would change the world.
So at this point, I walk in.
Yeah, the airlock opens as you all come walking in.
The water kind of, dripping off me. So what's cracking?
Poppy, the bugbear... You see now, Volric, this shaggy bugbear there spin over to you as you see that big, wide, white grin. I'm sorry.
I like this one.
That was good. As the rest of you come inside.
So I look at Elta and say, "You're coming?"
Yes. I would like
to. All right, I'll make introductions. This is Elta Pirador.
Pirador, yes.
Elta Pirador, Poppy the Bugbear, and Captain Zendros. You all know already. They have agreed to help us.
It should be known that, Roland is just staring at this bugbear and is just, bouncing with excitement. She's so happy.
Really? Okay. Are you visibly so?
Like, yeah, like
Okay.
she cannot not be excited about a bugbear.
This, as you know, is Volric the Grey, bard and bard, warrior, adventurer, and all around amazing guy.
Here to save the world and crack some jokes.
One of the two is usually good enough. And we are in the presence of the Princess Roland, who has decided to grace us with her presence in this quest and with her magnificent voice and her powerful magics. And of course, you, Zendros, you know Captain Aspen as well. Oh, wow, you're both captains. But Aspen is my captain. So,
I look to Zendros and I do that motion where I'm just like, I'm watching you. And I'm
well,
like,
you go to do that, right? You go to her and do that. You notice she is not even paying attention to you. She is like locked eyes with Roland. When Aize introduces her to you, Roland, you see this woman. She's somewhat formidable looking, tiefling woman, kind of on the shorter side, but like really stocky build, big ram's horns that are like adorned with all sorts of jewelry, deep red skin, and her eyes are like these piercing molten gold, like the entire eye, like no sclera, just gold, as she's looking at you. And when this introduction happens, you just watch her turn, like melt. She just kind of goes, hi, I'm Captain Zendros. It's lovely to meet you.
oh, fangirl.
I know you.
What? No, that's
Underdog, like 6-7 years ago. Right up front.
yes, that was.
You definitely tried to like start a crowd surf, but fainted.
That
Classic.
yes.
Honestly, classic.
Yeah. Right. That wasn't my best moment. I was taken in a moment of ecstasy. I don't know what to say. You're just stunning and magnificent. It's just so amazing. How you say you don't understand if you've never seen. I'm sorry.
Honestly, we're the whole troop still talking about it. Fantastic moment, honestly. One of our better shows. You were a part of that, so fantastic.
Thank you. Did Dauphine come in? Dauphine?
Yeah, Dauphine walks in behind. You can see her scanning the crowd.
My apologies. Also, this is, I don't know your title, Dauphine. Are you a princess, baroness, or something?
Oh, no. I'm just a warrior.
Triton warrior, our guide, and our lifeline down here.
Roland's gonna lean over to their biggest fan and go, between you and me, I'm not really a princess, but I don't mind the clout.
Wear the crown.
I hadn't heard that the change in title. I didn't want to be rude. I thought maybe I just wasn't paying it. All right. Okay.
Lord, no. Horrid thing. But shh.
All right. And as this moment of kind of reunion and some joy is happening, with all of you reconvening here, with now some tentative new allies and potentially a new device at your disposal, I would like to go on break here.
I have one brief thing I'd like to do.
Yeah, Volric.
So I turn to our talking lobster friend. I say, "Good to see you again."
Ah, Volric. Yeah. Lovely.
Did I ever tell you that I teamed up with a lobster paladin? He was clawful good.
Clawful good. Oh, I don't know. Wow.
You'd have to play Dungeons and Dragons to get that joke.
Wow, what's that? And as this is happening, we will fade out and go to break. Thank you everybody for joining us. We'll be right back in 5 to 10 minutes, and we will see you very soon. Bye. Hi everybody, welcome back to Dress to Quest, and we're just going to jump right back into it here as we left off with our heroes inside of the apparatus of Qualish, deep under the ocean, with 3 new tentative allies, these 3 red wizards. A tentative alliance has been formed here, and one of them, who seems to be more druidic potentially or more nature focused, just revealed that she has sensed the presence of a kraken somewhere within this region. And with all of the information being gathered from Aize, Zendros, all of you suspects that this creature may be paired up with the corruption of Tharizdun. And if that were the case, if this creature were to reach full maturity, which she worries it is getting very close to full maturity, it would be a force of nature to be reckoned with. So with that, as we come back into the apparatus with all of you here inside of this tight metallic tube, with Volric there with the lobster Shern trying to explain Dungeons and Dragons jokes to Shern. I want to cut first to, I think I want to go to Aize. So Aize, what are you doing in this moment as all your companions have gathered up and you're now here inside the apparatus?
Aspen, could you please give me some inspiration? Or actually...
I think you keep mixing me and Roland. We don't do the same thing. She's the Asper. I'm the...
Roland, I need some music to clear my mind.
Inspiration? Song of Rust?
Actually, I still have the inspiration you gave me from before. All right, I'm good. I'm going to, excuse me, pardon. I'll go over to the controls panel, and I'm going to investigate it. It's investigation, right?
So, as you look at the panel, what it's going to be to figure out how to operate this, you could do investigation, but I've slightly changed the way this magic item works. I think it's more appropriate that you make an Arcana check to figure out how to operate this device. It'll be an Arcana check as you go and investigate the panel and see if you can figure out how to use it.
So, Nathan?
Yeah?
I would like to, so as a pilot of many types of craft,
Okay.
and I also have a rune that gives me advantage on arcane checks.
Oh, cool.
Because I have crap arcane lore. I would like to try and give him advantage.
Yeah.
Basically to kind of lean over him and, seriously assess what's going on and point at some stuff and jiggle some things and try and give him help.
I mean, yeah, I'll say that as you lean over and look at this with Aize, you immediately start to recognize there is some rune work in this panel to kind of like almost acting like, in a modern sense, like wires to connect different aspects and channel different energies into the device.
Great. So you see the stone rune kind of glow just lightly as I'm helping you, Aize.
Okay, Aize, you have advantage. You have Bardic Inspiration from Roland. I don't know if there's anything else. I think that's everything.
I'll give him guidance, yeah.
Nice.
Guidance? Okay, so Aspen, what do you do to give...
I just stand over and I stand behind him and Vorik. I'm just like, yes, okay, I see. And I start recognizing the arcane runes as well.
I've seen that before.
Yeah, I remember that. And I just tap his shoulder. I'm like, you got this.
It's a 20 for the first roll.
You can also add your Bardic Inspiration if you would wish.
That's a D10 or what is it? A D6 or D10?
I don't know. Roland? Oh, you're muted. Roland, is it a... Sorry, you were muted. Is it a...
It's a D10.
D10, okay.
Sorry.
My total is 21.
Okay, was that rolled at advantage?
Let me make another roll. The second roll is a natural 20, so I'll keep because that's a 30.
Oh man, I am so glad you got a natural 20. The DC for this, to figure this out, this is a very complex machine that you have here, was 22. So you had just missed it with that first roll. I was really sad. I was like, no! Oh my god, wow. I can't believe it. That came in right at the right moment. So, as you lean over, Aize, yeah, what does it look like as this thing starts to come to life as you are operating the panel?
All right, I sit in the chair. And I start flicking some switches, and then I turn a few knobs, and I say, okay, this is the legs, and I stick 6 fingers, all 10 of my fingers into 10 different holes.
You all start to feel this like vibration under your feet, and you hear this very faint but low bassy like, and Aize, as you do that, you all hear this metallic like, and you can barely make out of one of the portholes like a leg kind of whip past the viewport, and you feel the whole thing lurch.
Can I get it out of here, or will I need Sherry to come to pull it?
You can certainly try. So here, let me give you something first. I'm gonna drop something in your journal. Hold on. I need to remember how to do this. Wait, how do I give this to you? Oh, it's a creature, so I have to... here we go. In player's journal, Aize, here we go. And you should have another, essentially, character sheet that you can access called the Apparatus of Qualish. And like I said, I slightly homebrewed this a little bit from the actual Apparatus of Qualish. But this is what you can do with it while... operating it, and it gives you all the like AC and hit points and all that stuff there.
It would be under the extras.
I think so, or is it? It might. I wonder if it replicates my tabs. Is there like? Do you see something that says ships? It should just be under your.
I'm using D&D Beyond.
Oh, you're using D&D Beyond. Oh, right. Shoot, it's in Roll20. If you open Roll20, you have Roll20 open? I'm assuming.
Yes.
And you go to your journal in Roll20, which is up at the top. It kind of looks like a little newspaper icon almost.
I see it. I use a Marley.
Yeah, and then it should say Apparatus of Qualish.
Okay, and it's core bio spells. I haven't looked at this in a while.
Is there a thing that says Apparatus of Qualish, like a little handout looking thing? It won't be in your character sheet. It'll just be in the like journal tab.
Yeah, I'm looking in the...
Thought I put it in there.
Oh, found it. I found it. Apparatus.
Found it.
Right, and it's just a picture of the apparatus. Oh no, it's loading. Ooh, it's loading. Yeah, it's still loading. There must be a lot to it. Okay, but I found it.
Okay. Well, anyways, I can just tell you the basics. Yes, this thing can move. It has a walking speed and a swim speed of 30. But it also has the ability to do multi-attack with its claws. You can see these 2 big lobster claws that are operating at the front. So, I mean, you could use those to try to dislodge yourself if you want. And it does have stats. It's kind of weird, but it does have stats. It has a strength of 22, a con of 20. You see it. Okay, cool.
The stats that matter are strength, dex, and con. It's a dex of 6, not very.
No.
Of 20 and a strength of 22. Damage immunities, poison psionic, gargantuan iron lobster 30 feet long. Okay. Oh, wow. Conjuration suppression. This is on at all times?
It is. You could try and, fiddle with it and figure out a way to disable it. I would let you make a check to do so.
It stops something that's already summoned is fine. It just stops anyone from summoning anything else. No, I'm fine with that.
Basically the idea being it stops people from being able to teleport in and out of it. And you'll see why the reason is that is there.
Yeah. Qualish was paranoid about people jumping into his apparatus without his permission. Okay.
You can, and yeah, that is something good to know for all of you, your companions. I'll let if you want to share that, you can. But yeah.
Oh, I do. I just said, yeah. The reason you can't teleport is because the apparatus suppresses it.
Oh, I see.
Nothing within 120 feet. And
All right.
any type of, or it's very difficult to summon, dismiss, or transport creatures in the space within 100 feet of the apparatus.
All right. So it is possible, but you have to try to push past the defenses.
Yes, and if it succeeds, the apparatus. Wow. That's an interesting feature.
What's wrong?
I'm going to call it a feature, not a bug. So anyhow, Qualish was, the reason he was paranoid is because if something is summoned, it does massive amounts of damage to the apparatus.
Oh, it does?
Yes, transports a creature through space is cast within the hull of the apparatus. Oh, I see. So while you're in here, don't try to summon anything or teleport. In fact, if you've been trying, please stop.
Oh, it's that could have been a problem.
Well, it might kill us all.
Oh,
The apparatus suffers from bludgeoning damage as the hull buckles and cracks due to the sudden change in pressure, and all creatures inside the apparatus suffer from the same damage.
okay. Good to know. All right.
No,
I did not realize that. That could have been really bad.
Interesting.
But you, I see you got it operating. I see there's the legs are moving. I can hear it rumbling, and at this point too, a bunch of like interior lights start to, these little crystals embedded in the ceiling start to glow, and there's like a faint light inside this space.
All right, give me a moment. I'm gonna go outside and tell Cherry to drag it out. I don't want to damage it.
Okay.
But this, it can swim at a fair speed. I mean, your call, Volric, Roland, Aspen. Do you want us to use the apparatus to go down there? I mean, it's quite durable.
I say yeah.
Yeah,
All right.
we have it.
I don't see why we wouldn't.
Give me a moment, and I'll go operate the airlock and go outside.
Okay.
I said, sure, this.
The water elemental comes swimming up to you.
See if you can pull this out from the cliff, could you? Just a little bit.
The eyes, the eyes of the elemental kind of narrow, staring at you, and then look back at the apparatus, then back at you. And then,
What?
And then she slowly drifts over, and all of you inside sort of feel it sort of lurch, and it slowly starts to dislodge itself from the cliff. Are you going back inside, Aize, before it's fully pulled off?
Yes.
Okay, so as you're climbing up inside and kind of scurrying across, you feel the whole thing lurching and moving, and suddenly there's a as it starts to sort of tilt to one side. All of you feel the momentum as it starts to shift and tilt.
Went to the controls.
You jump on the controls, and you hear kind of a whirring, and Aize, you feel this like intuitive nature come over you as you're able to guide it and control it and sort of tilt it back up into a level position. From the outside, we all see this metallic lobster sort of drifting out over this abyssal trench, the legs sort of curling up under it as the big tail just gently starts to... and there appears to be some other like finer little like vents that kind of spiral open along the edges of it where bubbles start pouring out. And Aize, you have full control of this apparatus. What would you like to do?
When the lobster like lurches,
Yeah.
Roland pretends to fall and hugs the bugbear.
Make a deception roll for me.
I mean, okay, I'm good at that.
Love it. Can always roll a natural one.
A 17.
17. Okay. Yeah, easy. You fumble over and land on the bugbear and hugging her, She kind of like lurches and looks at you. Hi there.
Thanks for the catch. You're very soft. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Oh, I didn't think I was that soft. Thanks.
All bugbears are soft.
I
I mean, I don't have a lot of experience, but I would assume.
Oh, you haven't met some of the bugbears I know. It's a bit
I
dry
would
where
love
I'm
to.
from. What was
I
that?
would love to. I'd love to.
Oh, you would? Oh, it's a lovely place. It's very dry where I'm from, though. I don't know if you enjoy it much, being out here in the wet water ocean-like place.
Listen, I've been wet for I don't know how many days now. A little dryness never hurt no one. Especially if it's soft.
Yeah, it does. It's pretty good. But the ones I know, their fur gets very wiry, right? But thank you much. Was it?
No.
Roland?
Thank you very much. And she just walks away.
Oh. All right.
Fully walks away.
Okay.
As Roland walks away, I've found a part in the ship that has some kind of protrusion that I can slam my shoulder against to pop it back into place.
Okay.
So my second wind.
All right. So pops back into place.
Did it come out? The second wind did not. Okay, I guess I'll just roll. So D10 plus. We're gonna add 7 to this. So
Okay.
14 points. So I'm down a hit point.
Awesome. And Aize, yeah, what would you like to do with the apparatus now that you have control of it?
I'm going to set it. I tell everyone. I'm going to set it to swim and maintain its position here, and then we could take an opportunity for a short rest, and then we will continue down. Either Aspen or Volric, it would be good for you to learn how to use the apparatus as well. That way, oh shoot. Actually, let me check something. Is Arcane Eye a summoning spell? Ooh. That would really sort of suck. Nope. Oh, no, wait. It doesn't say. It's divination. All right, good.
Divination, so you're fine, yeah.
Because I'm thinking I'm going to cast a divination spell and have it move ahead of us.
Okay.
That way we don't just wander up to the Kraken and get eaten.
Cool. Okay. So the apparatus goes into kind of a gentle bobbing swimming position as it just floats there above the trench. How long does Cherry remain summoned for?
70 minutes, so
70?
oh, hang on 1 sec. No, I think it's 60.
Okay.
So it'll disappear.
So she will disappear. Okay.
So is concentration up to 1 hour. So
okay, yeah. So she will disappear by the end of this rest. You all gently float and bob here within the apparatus, this strange metallic contraption above the trench, as you take a rest in your various ways. Feel free, all of you, to take a short rest and roll hit points, do whatever it is you need to do as a short rest.
Ulrich, how many hit points do you still need before you go max?
Only 1 now.
Okay.
Because my second wind comes back after a short rest.
Right.
Anyway. So I
Does
would appreciate the swim.
anyone else need hit points? No? Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and...
Duthine does. The
Oh,
Titan.
okay, cool. So this is for any creature who hears me play.
Mhm.
So anyone in this basically ship that we're in is gonna get back. Let's see. I'm rolling it now. It will stop. That's gonna be 9 hit points.
9 hit points. Okay, nice. So everyone feels refreshed as Roland. What are you playing on your? You have a lute?
Yeah, she's just sitting there on her lute, humming, singing, and just kind of like talking to everybody and like song. She's like taking requests, and if she doesn't know what it is, she just kind of like fudges it. Like definitely lots of covers of things that she's like heard in like other realities, and like it's very confusing for people, but she's just like rocking it. She's just like, yeah.
I mean, Duthine is pretty much at your side the whole time. Or not Duthine, sorry, Zendros. Captain Zendros is at your side the whole time, and she is like, she's constantly like, if you push her away, she'll back off. But she's like,
oh no, I like at one point I just like link arms with her, and I'm like, I know you know this one, like let's go, like we're just like word for word, just like rock it out.
You
I'm
all,
like, yes,
you all hear Zendros.
It's a party in like the deck room or wherever we're at. Like,
there's
small, glitter all over this room.
In this very small metallic sub, essentially, you all hear Zendros belting out at the top of her lungs next to Roland, all of Roland's greatest hits, and you all start to hear her music playing. And it's at this moment specifically, Aspen, that it starts to click that you know who this is. Like, you've heard these songs come through the tavern before from other bards. You didn't know where they were getting these songs from, but these songs have come through the tavern from other bards and been performed by other bards many times.
You know what? Yes, they played your music all the time at the Empty Net.
Oh yes, love
That's
classic. Another one. Let's go. In a round, we're gonna sing it as a round. So I'll start.
No.
You're gonna go, and then you're gonna go. My bugbear friend Volric, you're at the end of the round. You're at the end. You're gonna have to carry us all the way through, and off we go.
Yes.
Just everyone's singing now. Everyone.
The whole, yeah. The whole sub singing. I don't know if Aize or Aspen join in, but
no.
Yeah. So
I keep pointing at both of you, being like, yes, let's like trying to like. It's not. You're not in it.
Zendros jumps in to fill in for Aize and Aspen every time they don't sing. Zendros jumps in immediately.
Yes. There we go. We gotta get you on tour.
Don't even joke about that. And as the hour,
I'm not.
I do have a question
Yeah.
for Roland.
Yes.
The temporary hit points, we lose them after an hour?
I know for one of them it was only an hour. Like Bear's endurance or something.
Yeah, so that was only for an hour. No, these the temporary hit points you got from my it's basically it's a class feature for my college. Those stay until they're gone.
Okay, cool.
Well, we have 11.
11.
Yes, you have 11. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Do they still get the ability to use their reaction to move?
No, because we're not in combat.
Okay, cool.
So it's just the hit points stay until they're gone. It's the reaction is only in combat. Yeah.
Cool. Aspen.
I don't do much for a short rest. I don't get much back, so I think I will spend that time learning the controls.
Okay.
Just trying to like pressing buttons that I probably shouldn't be pressing. So I just like I'm like, well, what does this do? And I just
Aspen. Yeah, I mean, so are you doing this without trying to tell Aize, or are you getting Aize's help?
Oh, I'm standing right next to Aize, pressing the
button. As you push one of the buttons before Aize can stop you, there's suddenly this like bright light just out in front of the vessel as the two eye stalks on top ignite with those crystals just ignite with light and shine light out over the darkened space in front of the apparatus.
Mon Capitan, if you want to learn how to use this, just ask me and I'll show you. I'm pretty
so I shouldn't press the red button right there. I do not press that?
Depends.
Can I?
Flying
Can
down
I?
to the abyss. That releases the ballast stance. I would here, come. I get up and I say, you sit there.
Okay. All right, I'm ready to learn.
Okay.
And each one of the four fingers operate the arms.
Okay.
Those in those
This
rings.
feels weird. This feels
And
okay.
buttons operate the thumb controls.
Aspen, if you can make an Arcana check with advantage. I'm lowering the DC because you have Aize there to help you.
Okay. 21.
Yeah, after the end of the hour, you are able to operate this with confidence. You know how to perfectly maneuver and use all of its aspects. I will also drop the apparatus in your journal as well so that you have it. Cool. Anything else? Yeah.
I just double checked, and they still actually do have their reaction.
They do? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
I use it right
there's
now.
literally no limit or how long this thing lasts. It's just
Okay.
until they're out of hit points, I guess. I think that's how it works.
There's got to be some limitation. It should either say like until your next short rest or something. There should be a limitation, but yeah.
I think the only limitation is I think the reaction will go away once their temporary hit points go away. So Vorik used his temporary hit points, so he doesn't have the reaction, but me and Aize do.
Cool. And what was the ability called again?
It's called Mantle of Inspiration. Or I can share it.
Cool. No, it's cool. I'm gonna trust you. We're gonna move forward.
Cool.
And I'll look it up later just for my own curiosity.
Perfect.
Okay. Anybody else before we move on? Before you finish your short rest.
As I'm relaxing one of the chairs, I turn towards my lobster buddy. I say, you know, I had an artist friend who was a lobster. His name was Leonardo da Vinci.
Oh.
And I go to sleep.
What? Is that oh, you're unconscious now. Okay. Well, hopefully one day I meet Leonardo da Vinci. And Shern will just sort of turn and look back into the group. All right. So, if there's nothing else, the short rest comes to an end, the singing comes to an end, and you all are here refreshed and ready to go, suspended above the darkened abyss below you. What would you all like to do next?
Do we have a specific direction we're heading?
Duthine is able. Sorry, that's a good point. Yeah, Duthine. We'll say in this short rest period, Duthine was talking with Aize and explaining to Aize, because Aize, you said you were going to be using the Arcane Eye, and is explaining to Aize kind of like what to look for. As she's talking to you, she's saying, I was following a trail going down into the abyss, and after hearing what Elta said, it makes sense now. It must have been from some large creature, so we're going to be looking for pieces of rock that have been snapped and pushed away from the cliff, things like that. I also noticed there was periodically leftover carcasses of creatures that have been devoured.
I'm going to send out my Arcane Eye.
Okay. Darts
So-
out in front.
I'll cast it, displaying BTT.
Cool.
And I'll just sit cross-legged, or I'll just sit in one of the benches or chairs or whatever. I'm not in the pilot seat.
Okay.
And I'm going to have the eye go down and ahead of us, and I'll wait till...
Yeah, how far do you want it to go ahead?
5 rounds.
5 rounds. So how many feet is that?
You can move 30 feet per round.
Okay.
So 150 feet.
150 feet, okay. Yeah.
Although it could be a mile away from us. I could still see through it.
It's up to you. How far do you want it? How long do you want to sit? Huh?
It's 30 feet per round, 600 10 seconds is 300 feet, so 20 seconds, 600
600
feet.
feet? Okay. So you drop it, you're going down along the cliff 600 feet. Okay. You go down 600 feet along the cliff, kind of with Duthine's guidance of the direction of where the trail they were, you were originally following it. You very quickly that you pick up on some broken pieces of cliff and shale and snapped spires from those volcanic vents, kind of scattered along the cliff face. And you can see 600 feet down, this keeps going into darkness. It goes down. And you are at this point already very deep. You were traveling for about 2 hours, so you're like well over probably 1,000 plus down. You're approaching like a quarter mile down. It is deep.
Who's driving? Aspen?
Yes. You need me?
Mon Capitan, let's begin our descent. I have an arcane eye.
Were we not doing? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I thought we were already going down, so I while you were
all right,
sitting
then
there.
we're fine. Yeah.
All right, so Aspen, you're piloting and starting to go down?
Yes. I'm
Okay.
sorry, yes.
All right. So with Aize's guidance, all of you feel the apparatus sort of lurch and start to drop down. Aize, you looking through the arcane eye, again, this odd, like, for a modern context, that almost ROV footage of just like the faint sea snow drifting past you, the bits of particles and detritus in the water itself going past as you go down into the darkness with the rocky cliff face descending below. All of you in the apparatus just feel it descending. This goes on for 10 minutes, 20, 30, an hour, and you start to hear the apparatus itself. Periodically you hear a faint little as the metal is slightly adjusting to the depth.
The arcane eye fades after an hour.
After 1 hour, okay.
Yeah, it's 1 hour duration.
As it fades, Aize, you are brought back into the apparatus. You did see that trail continuing down along the cliff face.
I'm not sure how far down it goes, but I'll call up another eye.
Okay.
I can take it from here.
Oh, you can?
And I say, one of the runes I have is give me not as good a vision as your eye, but not bad, and I won't disappear on you. Besides, someone needs to be outside to protect the ship.
All right. Can we see you from inside the ship?
I am going to assume so.
Okay.
Okay. So Volric, you want to swim out in front of the ship?
Yeah, I'll swim out in front, using my vision, and basically follow up to what I was doing.
Okay.
And I'll be using my message to communicate with Aize and Aspen.
As you go to leave, Duthine stands up, looks at you. Volric, may I join you? I think it would be good for you not to be alone.
I wouldn't have it any other way.
And she'll follow beside you as you both exit through the airlock out into the depths. How far ahead are you going to swim of the ship?
Say about 80 feet.
80 feet, okay. So as the two of you gently glide out in front of the ship, and the apparatus starts to follow into the darkness, descending down and down and down. I'd say probably another half hour goes by before, Volric, you start to see something other than just rocky cliff face and volcanic vents. Far ahead, barely perceptible because there is utter blackness down here, you start to make out a faint bit of light, kind of at an angle outwards, like away from the cliff face. And it looks far, and as you're looking at it and kind of adjusting, you realize it's kind of taking on somewhat of a shape. Something about it starts to click. It starts to remind you of of intent and of will and of purpose. You see all these kind of lights far in the distance. There's a mixture of kind of purplish pink with oranges and one major source of kind of a bluish green. But this like purplish pink light, you see it kind of radiating out almost like a pattern of streets. And as you continue drifting down, you eventually find yourself with the apparatus behind you, both of you sort of gliding out away from the wall towards what appears to be kind of a shelf. And it seems like this whole cliff face is starting to level out. And as you come to this shelf and kind of rest down behind some rocks and volcanic vents, you look out at a vista before you. You've reached the bottom. You can see now the bottom of the ocean floor extending out in front of you, with spires of volcanic vents poking up throughout the muck that is here at the bottom of this trench. And a bit beyond that, you notice that those lights are coming from what appear to be a very strange-looking ruined city. It's really only visible because of that sporadic light that splashes throughout the darkness. The light coming from volcanic vents, as well as what you now see as this strange underwater flora that seems to grow with this purple-pink glow, like bioluminescent glow that's kind of clinging to structures. And it does indeed look like almost like a massive city that's stretching before you with streets and buildings and different things. And this metropolis is dominated by a central building, this large central ziggurat, which doesn't quite look like a ziggurat you'd expect. It is made from tiered domes of twisted rock, and there is clinging to it that strange purple-pink flora kind of growing up the sides. But what really catches your eye is that at the top of this ziggurat, there are cracks that have formed in the structure of this twisted rock, and spilling out through the cracks are tendrils of blue-green energy just dancing and swirling above the city, kind of illuminating the whole place in an aurora. Aspen and Aize, as you are looking out through the portholes at this metropolis spreading out before you, you both get this sinking feeling in the pit of your stomach, this intense desire and almost righteousness that fills your body. That ziggurat, that is where you need to go. That is everything in your being is pulling you towards it. But it's being fought, it's being conflicted by kind of a overwhelming sense of dread, and you swear you can hear the faintest bit of whispers trickling into your mind in a language you can't understand.
Mon Capitan Aspen, I think your dad's giving us a hint.
Yes, right there. That's where we have to go.
Roland and Thayan companions, that's where we're going to be going, I think.
They all kind of crowd up around the control center, all peering over your shoulders through the little portholes. Roland, you there with them. You can see through these strange portholes out into the darkness, and you can see that strange ziggurat there off in the distance.
Do I also hear the voice?
No, this is just something that's affecting Aspen and Aize.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I message back. You all seeing this?
Yes.
I wonder if they have a Starbucks.
I'm sorry. That's where we need to go, Vorik. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Fully needed to mute and take a break. As you're all sitting here, what would you like to do? You have this city spread out before you. It is a ruined city. It doesn't necessarily seem to be like an active, bustling city, but there is this city stretched out before you.
When we first arrived on the surface, we fought the renegade old friend, well, acquaintance of Volric's. Then giant swarms of sea creatures came up to attack us. I'm thinking I really don't want to fight through a giant swarm of sea creatures to get to the Kraken.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Roland.
I was gonna ask, does this like aurora light stuff that's like coming off of this city, is this like some kind of magic that like I would recognize given like where I come from?
Not necessarily.
Okay. It's just the colors and
Yeah.
the brightness. It's like that's very like home.
Yeah.
That's very much like Roland's home. So like she would definitely be like wondering, being like, what are mom and dad up?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you doing down here in the sea? You don't leave home.
Go ahead and do an Arcana roll.
Okay. I can do an Arcana roll.
Yeah.
That's an 8.
An 8.
No.
Yeah. I mean, yes, there's the colors are kind of reminding you of home, but there's something
That's about
off.
it.
There's something off about it, and as you're kind of focusing in on it, you almost don't realize like you're starting to kind of feel this like sick, like nauseous feeling coming over you, and like a cold sweat starting to form. So,
Whatever that is, it's not good, and the closer we get to it, the worse we're all going to feel. This is bad.
When she says that, do we all begin to feel sick, or
you, as she's saying that, you start to kind of feel that sensation of, it's not an extreme nausea, like it's not like overwhelming, but it is slightly there, and you do feel like a cold sweat starting to form. What would you, what do you all want to do? How are you going to approach this?
I'd recommend scouting it out before running in and revealing our position and making it. All right, we're not going to do what we did the last time. We're not going to charge in, all right?
We were fine.
Oh, sorry, the time before that. You weren't with us, Roland.
yes, we weren't fine then.
We were not fine at all.
I agree with Ayuze. Maybe we should scout it out.
Agreed.
Okay. How would you like to scout it?
I mean, none of us have exceptional stealth skills, I think, in our group.
I have +5 to stealth, but that's not super great.
Duthine looks to you, Ulrich. I can make myself very well hidden. I did survive by hiding. She has a +13 to stealth.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Yeah,
I was gonna.
listen her.
Plus 13, that's impressive.
I don't know what the stealth rating is, but it is invisible.
The eye? Yeah, you could do that.
Oh, yeah, that's the best way to go.
That way, no one's risk. I mean, we could compress it. I can just tell you, I'm looking the city block around. I'm trying to find a path to it, and I'm looking for any interlopers in the way.
Okay.
In an hour.
Ayuze, why don't you go ahead and roll a perception check for me as you're looking through the eye, and are you going to have the eye drift out towards the ziggurat, and you're basically looking for a path to the ziggurat? Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're just seeing if there are any creatures moving about. Okay.
Creatures, traps, anything that anything we have to be aware of. I used my inspiration already, right?
Yes.
Did you? I don't know if you did, because you rolled a natural 20, and I don't know if you added
Well, I rolled.
Oh, yeah. You did, yes.
Because he
You're
rolled
right.
with advantage and he added it to.
Yes,
Right.
thank you. Yes.
Roland, I don't suppose you have any more of that song juice.
I always have some extra sound juice.
Praise the princess. And
And she just looks at you and just is just kind of like, always.
Zendros leads into you, Aize, and goes, she's not actually a princess. I don't know if she appreciates that. Just letting you know.
it's the crown.
Oh, I know, but
I'm
she...
sorry. I didn't realize.
Never mind, you're fine. And then Zendros kind of backs up and goes,
Okay, so this is perception?
yeah, perception. And it sounds like Roland will be giving you inspiration.
Yeah,
Right.
1d10.
And I poke Aspen, mon capitan.
Yes. Oh, yes. Here, I got you. And do you want me to show you my love again? I can, and I grab him like by the back of his head.
No, don't show me your
No.
love. Please don't.
I tap him. I give him guidance.
Okay.
Devil
As
child.
he always, and as he's doing that, can I make a religion check to kind of get like the religious aspect of this ziggurat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I'm rolling perception and advantage.
Perception at I don't think it's at advantage. It's just you just get to add the stuff. But you got nice. You got an 18, so you get to add now if you would like. You can add the D10 and the D4.
Hell yes. Here's a D10. And here's a D4.
Oh wow. Okay.
So 7 and a 3.
Wow.
28.
28. Okay. All right.
I need it. 9.
Aize, okay. With the first half hour of this eye drifting through the streets, first quick thing you notice, the whole city seems to be built in concentric circles emanating out from the ziggurat, which is in the center. As you drift past all of the buildings, you can see that the buildings they're all these like strange sort of organic dome-like shapes made from what look to be cooled magma as you get closer. And there are like kind of openings and holes throughout all of them, which probably were once, essentially windows and doors. But there's no like noticeable structures, like there's no doorways or there's no actual structures for doors or anything. It's just open entryways. However, some of them, as you drift past, you can see that strange plant-like matter that's growing on everything, and some of these structures are kind of coated on the inside with this sort of glowing purple pink sponge-like material that's kind of clinging to all the walls. And one of the structures, as you float past, you can actually see it seems to have sealed over one of the holes, like one of the entryways, and formed almost like if you imagine like an opening of an anemone, right? Like an orifice. But
I share this with the group as it's happening.
Okay. And as the eye drifts closer and closer to the city and you start scanning these structures and these streets, there's not really necessarily streets, but there are like, kind of designated paths, almost like gullies running throughout the streets. You start to see movement, especially close to the ziggurat. And you see creatures. You see the tentacled, squid-like humanoids sort of swimming throughout the streets in clusters of 3, of 6, moving in patrolling patterns. You notice with the 28, you notice there's one structure in particular, a bigger structure closer to the ziggurat, that within it you can see kind of more organic matter, and as you drift by and look inside, you see dozens and dozens of clusters of those egg pods that you found in Skolthka's lair, all being guarded by the squid-like creatures. There are other creatures that seem to be less developed as those squid-like creatures and more in like a humanoid-like shape. but they are very similar to the crew you saw on Sergal's ship. Very humanoid, but they have protrusions growing out of them, barnacles and tentacles and things of that sort coming out of them. And those individuals you see seem to be like clearing out areas of the city, like clearing out structures and making them whole again, like working on those areas and being supervised by these squid-like creatures. As you get up to the entryway to the ziggurat, you see the ziggurat itself. It has 4 entryways leading inside, kind of in the 4 cardinal directions, north, south, east, west. And the whole structure is this strange organic dome-like shape, almost like a flower petal extending out for the base portion of it. And at each end there is a wide archway leading inside, almost like a tunnel or an esophagus going deeper into the structure. Would you like to go inside the ziggurat, or do you want to continue scoping around the ziggurat?
I'm going to scope around outside the ziggurat. It's not a good idea to approach god creatures with invisible eyes.
Okay. Scoping around the ziggurat itself, there's those 4 entrances that lead inside. As you scope around the upper portions of the structure, it seems to have 3 tiers, all these kind of strange bulb-like shapes, almost like bubbles. And up towards the top, you can see there's a lot of cracks that have formed in the cooled magma-like structure, and kind of spilling out through those cracks, there's this light and energy kind of spilling out almost like an aurora. Other than that, you don't really see any other ways inside. It's all kind of one big solid structure.
Are there any guards swimming directly above the ziggurat?
You don't see any swimming above. They all seem to be kind of like patrolling immediately around the area.
Interesting. And there are cracks at the top of the ziggurat?
Yeah, the cracks are maybe at most a foot wide at the widest point.
But no.
Yeah.
I'll pass it on to the group.
Okay.
You think we can get in those fissures, those cracks?
It's not patrolled, which is weird. But like we could drop straight down on top of the ziggurat, get in through the cracks to get inside. But we can't take the apparatus. Which means we can't take these 3. Unless, do you have pressure medicine? I mean, we have it.
They kind of look between each other and back at you, and you see Elta sort of leaning forward. Yes, I was able to provide them with some pressure medication.
All right. So we could climb in through the top undetected.
You mentioned that Elta continues to speak to you. You mentioned that the cracks were only about a foot wide at most.
Yes.
Is that enough? I am not going to be able to squeeze through that.
Oh, sorry, I was just thinking of myself.
I see.
All right, no cracks, Bulwark. There's 4 entrances. They're all guarded. About how many guards on each entrance? Sorry, Nathan.
Oh yeah, no worries. There's about 6, and they look to be 2 of the squid-like humanoid creatures, and then the rest are the 4 are the like more humanoid-looking, like Captain Sergal's crew.
No lobster man?
No, you don't see any. Well, you know what? I'll say with the 28, you saw some of those lobster creatures going through the wider streets of the city, but none near the ziggurat directly.
All right, I'm going to take a chance and send the eye inside.
Okay. How are you going inside? Are you going through one of the entryways or through one of the cracks?
I'm going through the crack.
Okay. As you drift down through the light itself almost blinding as you're pushing through, but you eventually pop out into an interior space. You find yourself in what looks to be a massive, like, circular council hall, essentially, that is made of kind of concentric rings that drop downwards, like into like a big bowl, essentially. And each of these rings, you can see there's almost like these small, not small, like relatively large, like bowls, like little divots in the rings themselves, kind of running along, almost like seats in a sense, but not any seats you've seen before. But these rings go all the way down to the bottom, and at the bottom you can see that is where the source of the light is coming from. And at the bottom there is a black pit, just a cracked open pit into darkness, but even further below in this pit there is the faintest bit of that blue-green light emanating out through what appears to be some sort of crack, like a fissure in the darkness, and the light is kind of spilling out up through this pit into the room and out through the cracks in the ceiling. And you notice that around that pit itself there are many intricate runes and a glowing spiral that you've seen before. The spiral of Tharizdun is carved into this chamber and spirals down onto the pit and kind of corkscrews along the walls of the pit all the way down to who knows how deep it goes, to that bottommost point. The pit itself is a good 30 feet wide. You notice something else. There's a figure in this room, or at least there's something moving, something organic, something alive in this room. And you notice it first because you hear it. You hear, in a language you don't understand, this almost weird, abrasive whale-like song. This strange, like...
And only he can hear this?
Only he can hear it. And the sound is coming from a writhing mass next to the pit that almost seems to be sort of undulating blob of black ichor, but you can see that sort of poking out through periodically mouths and eyeballs sort of come out through the black ichor, and the mouths seem to be singing these whale-like songs, and the whole body language of this black gooey mass is kind of leaning into the pit, singing down into the pit. You also see far off in, not a corner, I guess, because the whole room is round, but far off in one end, there appears to be almost like a stone-like table or slab, and it's covered in what look to be, the best way I could describe it is like pulsating sea sponges that are slightly glowing with that same purplish pink light, but they're kind of arranged on a table, essentially, a weird table nonetheless, but a table. And you with your keen eye and that 28 perception, it's like almost like a desk with books on it, but the books are these weird sea sponges that are just scattered across it.
The big writhing mass of tentacles.
Yeah.
Does it match the size of what I would expect a kraken to be?
No, actually, it looks to be a bit smaller. Yeah, but it's sort of like singing down into the darkness.
So there's a mommy thing by the pit, and it's singing down into the pit itself for its baby monster. And I recall from when we were in... what was the city? Northold. No, Thornhold. When we got the book off of that one guy, part of the notes were that the child was not yet ready to hatch when they were feeding it. You remember?
Does it look like there's a way around the mommy? Or is you have to kill it to get through it?
All right, 4 entrances. The mummy monster is the only thing in the room, but there's 6 guards on each entrance. From inside the ballroom, Nathan, can I see the entranceways, the four
Yeah,
entrances?
you can. You see that there are indeed 4 entry points. There are big pillars at each entry point that kind of almost act like, halls almost, but yeah. As you're kind of having this thought, something, as you still have the arcane eye up, right?
Yeah.
Something kind of catches your breath. That singing kind of stops for a moment, and drifting up from the blob, you hear a faint this chilling laugh.
Oh, I know that laugh.
And you know, with deep in your heart, you know that laugh. You've heard that laugh before your life was taken from you.
I'll kill the spell.
Okay. The spell ends.
Yeah, no more poking around. It was starting to notice.
Well, we could try and use the apparatus as a distraction, and the rest of us sneak in.
I can also cast a minor illusion in one direction and maybe pull some of the gods away, and we can try and maybe slip in that way.
Like a cantrip, minor illusion, or something else.
Cantrip. Just
I don't know. It's up to Nathan.
throw up a 5-foot goldfish and see if that attracts the attention of these gods, and then we just right.
I'm thinking. Do you have a silence spell, Roland?
I don't. No silence.
How about you, Aspen?
No, I don't.
I have the opposite of silence. I have shadow.
All right, let me put it in.
So I can make a really loud noise and, make it bad for them.
All right, let me put it in perspective. There's one large, horrible monster there, a tentacle monster that is not the Kraken, and 24 guards. If we try to breach through one of the entryways and we get to the center, then the other 18 guards are going to come running the moment Mommy starts crying out. I don't think it's a good idea for us to take on 24 guards, one Mommy monster, and a Kraken possibly below. The giant lobsters that we fought back in Thornhold are roaming around the city and on patrol as well. This thing operates via sound, which means if we are detected, it can call for aid in the entire city, which puts us on a timer. So if someone can come up with an idea of how we can get in, take out 6 guards, then go into the ballroom, put down Mommy Monster without pulling the other 18 guards in.
The only thing I can think of, because they're not a stealthy group, at least not without Rin, is some of us cause a distraction and a fight outside.
Elta clears her throat, and you see Poppy and Zendros kind of wide-eyed looking at her. She looks at the rest of you. I think that we should do that. We should be the ones to create the distraction. Zendros kind of looking wide-eyed. Elta, I'm the captain here. What are you doing? Zendros, please. I think this is the right thing to do. Aspen.
I turn to Roland and I say, "Hey, get them to fight for us."
I am very persuasive. Can I address them?
Sure. What do you say?
Look, I know we just became best friends, and I can't imagine not going on tour with you, but what I can't imagine even more is having someone who's a part of my team not giving it their all. And I will make sure that I give you every ounce of inspiration I can to do it. But I need you to want to do it, and I need you to want to do it right now. And I'm gonna roll
Yeah,
for strength.
go for it.
Can I give her advantage?
How?
You know, there's no finer way to serve your fellow man than what you'd be doing right now. Your family, your legacy, everything you've built up to. Plus what she said.
Go for it. Roll at advantage, Roland.
Okay, so the first one was an 18.
Okay.
Roll.
Oh no.
18.
18.
Is the high.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see Zandros take a deep breath in, closing her eyes. All right, Roland. We'll do it. We can be your distraction. I know that we can make a loud, big distraction on the other side of the city, perhaps. Draw them that way, and make an opening for you. Does that work?
It works, and true to my word, I give her a bardic.
Thank you.
Preferably something closer to the ziggurat.
Okay, yes, we'll do our best. We'll get closer to the ziggurat and we'll create the distraction. And Roland, if I make it out of this, will you promise
We're going
me?
on tour. We're going on tour. You say where, and we'll go.
Okay. Great. Wonderful. Yes, we'll do it. I can't believe I'm doing this. This is so crazy. Elta, we're going to talk later, but all right. Great. We can do this for you. We'll create the distraction. You just give us the cue and we'll do it.
Done.
So typically, Volric holds his sword out of his scabbard, even when he doesn't need to. But at this moment, he sheaths it, and he, much more somber and serious, he walks over to Aspen. Aspen, your father,
Yes.
the god.
Yes.
Tell me his name.
I'm sorry, can you say that one more time?
Father, you're one of his children. What's his name again? The name we go by.
Torm?
Yes. So, Torm would be very unhappy if Thera's Dune was successful and ended up transforming this entire planet into his likeness, correct?
Oh no, I think you're thinking of my mother. She does not like Theris Dune.
Well, but
But
still,
I'm sure he would be. I'm sure he would be, yes.
well, this is part of the reason he wants you on this mission, right?
I believe so.
Well, we have some chances of winning, but I think we can. But what do you think are your chances if I don't join you?
What do you mean?
You can reach out to your father, right?
Rorik, no. You're not asking me to do what I...
Well, nothing you need to do, but I want you to tell him that I'm not going to pull my sword from my scabbard until I can talk to him. I'd like to negotiate.
Please don't do this. Because if you can't pull your sword from your scabbard, then we're going to meet him real soon. Because we're all going to die. Please don't do this.
And we do.
No, none of that. Then we do nonsense.
Think about
100%
Roland's
brother.
tour.
You can't hold back.
I turn to Roland. Roland, sorry, the rest of you, but I've been thinking about this all the way down. I will not join you unless I can speak to Torm.
Rorik, Okay. Nathan, is there a way I can try to contact my father?
Don't you have his phone number or something?
How would you try to contact your father? You were able to contact your mother, so sure. How would you do it?
I have no idea. Um, I think in that moment, you're not gonna like this. And I take out that dagger that Aize gave me, and I swipe it across my hand, and give me your hand, Bork. And I swipe it across his hand, and I try to kind of focus. I grasp his hand, and I focus. And as our blood mixes, I try to focus on that and send it out to my father. Kind of the thought out to my father.
Okay. Okay, so Volric, Aspen.
I'll be doing myself. Whatever spiritual energy I have, I'll be trying to add to that.
Okay, yeah. The two of you slap your hands together, gripping them tight. You both feel a pulse up through your arm and warmth. Aspen, if you can make, this is your choice, really, persuasion or religion, I would say either of those would make sense at advantage to try to reach out to your father.
All right, I will do persuasion.
Okay.
It's higher.
And I'm going
29.
Wow. And yeah, Volric?
I don't need to say anything now.
No, what are you going to do?
No, well, I was going to say, I'm going to hang on until he comes. I hope you can hang on as long as I can. And that was what I was going to say, but I don't know. 29 is probably this. But
Okay.
no, I said it anyway. So
That
my
was, is that part of the adding the advantage, or do you have another?
Yeah, so then, because actually I want this roll to be even higher,
Okay.
I want to add a bardic inspiration.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
So I'll use my
Make this very clear. You're reaching out to a god.
Yep. Here we go. Did it show up?
I don't see a roll. A 6. Okay.
6 out of 6.
So 35. That pulsing and warmth becomes stronger, more intense. And there's a moment where you feel both of yourselves blinking in unison, and as you blink and close your eyes, there's a sudden wash of red and kind of a sensation of your stomachs dropping. And as your eyes open and clear, you find yourself standing in Aspen, a familiar kind of starscape with swirling clouds of nebula around you, and you can see there looming before you this massive armored figure staring down at you. All the Aize and Roland and Duthine and all of them, you just see Aspen and Volric clutching hands with their eyes closed and kind of starting to tense. But Aspen and Volric, you stand here before, or float rather, before Torm. What are you doing?
I'm in awe. So for all of his bravado, his first time he's actually been in front of a god, and so he's a bit overwhelmed and kind of just looking at the moment. Probably less in control of himself than either Aspen or certainly Torm.
Okay. Go ahead, Aspen.
Father, Warwick says he needs to speak with you.
The massive helmed figure, the head just slowly turns, and you, Volric, get a sense of a presence staring down upon you, and you feel this. It's strange. At first you feel incredibly small and insignificant, and then a feeling of great importance washes over you, and you feel a confidence surge through you.
I bow my head. May I speak to you, Torm?
The head bows slowly and then looks back at you.
You know who I am.
Continues to stare.
I understand my friends. They made a deal with you. And with all respect, and I can't emphasize respect enough, given how I feel right now, how very little I feel right now. But you gave them a shit deal. And these are my two best friends of three. And from what I understand was they were going to be brought back. Some little gnome fellow was going to bring them off to town, have them raised. Yet you offered for them to come back and instead perish after probably saving your planet where your followers thrive. But what I'm trying to get to is this. I haven't followed a God my entire life. And I'm ready. 1 second. I haven't followed God my life. But I've proven myself to be noble, to be strong. If you will allow them to live, I will commit my life as a paladin to you without question. And yes, I'm old, but I'm a determined old man, and I won't go down easy. I will do you proud, and I will fight any monster that you lay in front of me, or any quest that you send me on. The only thing I ask is that you spare my friends if we succeed.
Ulrich,
Right, man.
I would like you to make a persuasion roll against Torm.
Oh shit.
I'm setting this DC very high,
Yes.
so please understand that if you fail,
Yep.
Can I
Okay.
help? Can
you
I help
have
him?
to tell me how you help Ulrich.
So I switched to Celestial
Okay.
and I begin to speak to my father.
Okay.
Warwick the Grey is one of the truest, most honorable people that I've met in my lifetime in the material plane. And you are righteousness. And there's no one better than Warwick the Grey. If you grant him his wish, then I ask that you bring back Aize. Because he got the shit end of the deal. I still want to go home.
Okay. Volric, go ahead and make that roll with advantage.
All right. Yo, no big deal. Nothing to see here. Okay, persuasion.
Was Aspen speaking out loud? Could I hear that in Celestial?
It's... unfortunately, no. I mean, this is like...
Okay.
They are
23.
23. Okay.
That scared my daughter. Did we roll the inspiration yet? Oh no, that's right. It was just advantage. Never mind.
Yeah, I'm... Roland, I'll say this. You can't hear them speaking, but you see that they're clearly locked in something. Some kind of reverie. There's something happening.
I ask because I can understand Celestial.
You can understand Celestial?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a good moment. We'll say that you just barely, Aspen, I think maybe you're just kind of whispering under your breath, like caught in this moment, and the two of them, eyes closed, almost starting to tremble now, and you hear this faint whispering of Aspen coming out from under her breath. I mean, Roland, what did you want to do something here? Like, you obviously have no idea where they are. They're just kind of locked there. But what were you thinking?
I mean, I'm thinking, I hear Celestial. I know where I come from.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I might be able to suss out a little bit of what's going on here, given where my home is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if what Aspen is saying is like them trying to, also make some kind of deal or whatever it is they're trying to do with their father.
Okay.
I think in Celestial I want to give Aspen some kind of advantage and just
Well, Volric has already got an advantage, so you can't
right.
go further than that. If you have more bardic inspiration, I would grant you that.
I feel like this is I don't care. It's my last Bardic. I feel like I have to.
Okay.
I
What?
feel like I have to. I feel like this is too. So I feel like this is. I hear this, and I'm just going to reach over and touch Aspen, and in Celestial, tell them back. You didn't have to save me. You and Volric didn't have to bring me here. I chose to come with you. And if this is what we're doing, we're all doing it. So if none of us is coming back, fine. If all of us are coming back, great. But if just one person who's a good person can make a difference, then so be it.
Okay. Those words in Celestial pierce through the veil and drift into the space that the two of you are floating in before Torm. Torm's head seems to kind of move ever so slightly as these words drift across this space and before you all. So you are granting bardic inspiration. Okay. Volric, if you would like to add bardic inspiration to this roll, and then
1d10.
that'll be it. We're gonna see how it
Okay.
resolves.
Roll a 10. Roll a 10.
Because I will say, right now with the 23 with Torm, I'm so sorry, Volric, that's not enough for Torm.
There we go. 5.
Okay, 28. Okay. All right, Torm's head shifts, locks eyes with you, Volric. The voice comes rumbling out, booming. I will do this for you, Volric, with the understanding that my daughter will still be coming home when this is all done. I will allow Aize to continue on with his life. But you will serve me now. You will come to me in my realm so long as you do not disappoint. And understand, if this oath is broken, there will be grave consequences.
I will serve you without question, Torm.
You both come back into the apparatus, rolling to see them both twitch back.
I just looked at Boric and I'm just like, what is with you and making deals with gods, okay? We have to stop this.
Your dad's tall.
Yeah. And I take his hand and I will cast Cure Wounds.
Oh, okay. I don't think Volric took any damage. Is this a symbolic cure wounds?
Yeah, this is kind of, yeah.
Okay.
This is like...
Okay. Yeah, Volric, you feel the warmth of that magic course through you and feel like an invigoration as this power starts to suffuse throughout you.
Then I walk forward and I hug her and I lean into her ear and I whisper, "We saved one."
I whisper back, that's all I ever wanted.
I hold her for a couple seconds longer.
All right.
And
Okay.
I pull my sword out.
Mhm.
And you both, as you pull away, you notice Roland, Aspen has her hand. Was it on? You had it on Aspen's shoulder.
It was on Aspen.
Yeah. You
I-
feel and realize that Roland's hand is on your shoulder, and she's standing there next to you.
Celestial. Yeah, that's interesting.
It's home.
I just nod at her. And I will, you know what? Actually, I will put my hand out and for a handshake.
Okay. Handshake.
I know it's hard. Deals and decisions, as good intentioned as they are always at the highest price. And it's at least good to see that you want and can go back home. I made the choice to not want and can't go back home. So if I don't go back, at least you get to.
I think I pull her into a hug after
Fully
she says
cries.
that.
Just fully cries.
Oh, okay.
Who's
I
fully
pat her
cries?
back. Oh, wasn't it? Okay. And I look to Vorik and I will send him a message. We don't tell Aize.
No, I message back. We don't, but I'm glad we know.
You better not. I swear to God, I'll fireball you. In the apparatus.
As this tender moment comes to an end, Zendros kind of straightens up, looks over you all. All right, I don't know exactly what that was, but it seemed really intense. Are we ready to do this thing? Are we going to head out, make the distraction?
I pull my sword out.
You make the distraction and draw the guards out, and then we go in. We still have to figure out how to get into the city. You know what I mean? I mean, the mechanics of it. We can't roam through the streets of the city. It's crawling with...
I think that
Guards.
we might be able to make a big enough distraction to bring a lot of them our way. Trust me, Aize, you know that I'm very distracting.
Yes. And I was going to point something out. I lean forward and I whisper in her ear, once you're 120 feet away from the apparatus, your teleportation works.
Good to know. I will make sure to keep that in mind. We will go all out.
And because we're taking the apparatus with us, because we've got to fight the squid monster.
I know, but I might get it back one day.
Can Roland approach her? Can Roland approach her one more time?
Sure.
Look, we're obviously going on tour. We're gonna get out of this. But if for some reason I don't get out of here, and all of you can, I need you to find Kaimil. I need you to find my brother, and I need you to tell him what's going on.
Yeah.
He's an incredibly powerful and gifted artificer.
Okay, yes.
He can help us. He
okay.
can help us.
Okay, I can do that, yes.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you. All right, let's do this. Good luck to all of you. If you're ready, we're going to head out and make the distraction, if you're ready to go.
Are we ready?
Ready.
Let's party.
Ready.
All right. She gathers up her group and exits out through the airlock and they start swimming off towards the city as silently as they can into the darkness. As we're wrapping up here, I know we're going late. There's a reason we're going late. We are coming to the end of this season, and I'm trying to hit a mark, so we're going to go a little bit over. But as we're wrapping up here, what I want to ask you, the group, is just very broad strokes. What is going to be your approach to get to the ziggurat? Are you going to try to stealth over? Are you going to, come in from the top? Are you going to just wait for the distraction and hope for the best and go straight in? Or something else?
Well, I noticed that there were no guards over top.
Okay.
It's suspicious and strange, but what if we float over top and not directly over the ziggurat, but then just come down at one of the 4 entrances?
Yep.
Okay.
100%. 100%
it.
agree.
And are you taking the apparatus with you all the way into the ziggurat? Is that the plan, or are you gonna kind of?
It's
It's a very good question. Let me look at the map. Probably not through the entryways. The entryways are big. They're definitely designed for large creatures, but they're only about 10 feet wide, and the apparatus is massive. It's like you might be able to squeeze it through and like literally break through the wall to get through with it.
float down to the roof, drop the apparatus off there,
Okay.
and then because it's our way out.
Okay, cool.
Well, we don't want to be swimming out of here if our potions are running out of time or whatever.
All right.
How's that sound?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So,
What do we want? You tell me. I can do part water, or I can summon a water elemental.
Water elemental.
Yeah.
I need some muscle up front with me.
All right. Let's keep in mind. As it goes down, you get to fight the water elemental.
Well, you stay by me, okay?
right, I will.
We'll be buddies again.
Yeah, you say that, but we both went down last time.
That was true. I try.
We did try. I did try too, but we still got steamrolled. And
Yes.
the moment they figure out, oh, water elemental, where is the wizard who there he is? And
Y'all keep talking about last time, and I wasn't here last time, so
This is
I
true.
feel like last time is
have-
last time's problem.
we did
This
not
time
have
is
Roland the
this
Diva
time's
Bard,
problem.
right? Okay.
Yes, we have
All right.
Roland now and her impeccable style.
I have to ask because I'm gonna summon her now.
all right. So you so Aiza, I'm assuming you kind of swim away from the apparatus to summon Cherry due to
I don't do it inside the
Yeah.
apparatus.
So swim away from the apparatus, Cherry appears, and you come back, get inside, and start to bring the apparatus up above the city into the darkness and start drifting out over the city. All of you can kind of see through the various portholes down below the sort of bioluminescent lights of the city streets, and periodically see shadows shifting throughout. As you start to feel yourselves getting over the top of the ziggurat and see those undulating tendrils of light below, you see a bright flash of light far off, or not that far, I guess. It's kind of closer to the ziggurat as you had specified, but within the city, on one of the city streets, there's a bright flash and kind of a concussive and you watch as kind of a bright bubble, almost mushroom-like shape of fire and bubbles appears down in the streets below, and you see one of the structures kind of crush and rupture and collapse in from this explosion. Immediately you start to see shadows shifting throughout the streets and pouring in the direction of that explosion. You start to hear strange sounds reverberating through the whole of these sea creatures moving throughout. Almost whale-like screeches and odd tones and low murmurs. But as you watch them all moving in that direction, Aize, you can just make out through the apparatus's portholes the set of guards at one of the entrances moving in that direction. And you can see at the other entrances, the guards kind of shift to that side of the ziggurat, some of them hanging back, but most of them going in the direction of another explosion that goes off a little further away. So you all bring the apparatus down, yeah?
I was assuming Captain Aspen was driving, but I said the
Okay.
other way. We
So
want
Captain Aspen, you bring. Sorry, Captain Aspen,
all right,
you bring it down.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Oh yes.
So the apparatus comes down, and we see it alight atop the domed ziggurat. The hatch opens at the bottom. Bubbles kind of pouring out as you all, one by one, slip out. We see Cherry, the water elemental, coming from behind and rolling next to you. As you all gently drift down to this one entrance and look inside, you can see almost an esophagus-like tunnel extending into the chamber beyond. And in that chamber beyond, in kind of shades of shadow and purple, pink, and green, you can see the massive council hall. And as you slowly drift into there, you start to hear the sound of faint singing echoing through and kind of periodic laughter. And as you look inside, you can see that undulating black Icarus blob-like shape with all the eyeballs and mouths kind of some of the eyes looking in the direction of the distraction that the Thayans have created. And I think that is where we're going to end tonight, as we see our heroes in silhouette looking into this chamber with the awful cackles coming through. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this evening. We will see you next week. I just want to do a quick little heads-up update here before we end. We are coming to the end of the season, probably about 2 to 3 episodes away, so please stick around and watch the finale. And this will be my kind of end to the show. I'll be bowing out as DM at the end of this season. I'll probably announce this again in the next couple episodes, but it's been so wonderful being here on Gen Con and doing Dress to Quest and playing with all of you. You all have been incredible, but I look forward to seeing how this all comes to end and conclusion. So, we'll see you all next week. Have a lovely evening.